Do
We're
what?
going to be cooking up some gammon today. Now we're going to be roasting this gammon, and what we're going to do is get some really nice diamond shapes.
Hello there.
Now, are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin.
I call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, the return of the sausages, the hostages, and a recommitment to the two-state solution.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It's
Gets
gross.
the people going.
It's
No,
disgusting.
that's enough! Why do you...
They're the Free Wales Army, Lana.
Yeah, that's right, David. Good lad.
Leg hurts.
Yes, it will do, Dav. You've been shot.
My name is Jeff.
I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I don't know. Something amazing, I guess.
Me too, kid.
This is a safe place. It's a place where we can feel free sharing our feelings. Think of my office as a nest in a tree of trust and understanding. We can say anything here.
Anything.
I like turtles.
What is it?
supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
Look at him. He runs like a Welshman. Doesn't he? Doesn't he run like a Welshman?
Yo-ho! We made it. We are here. Oh, Dad.
Well. Fancy meeting you here.
Fancy meeting you here. Fancy
Oh,
meeting
hello.
these guys here. Hello, Charlie's girl. I like turtles too.
Looks over to the chat. Hello, everybody, people.
Hello, Crow. Hello, Susan. It's good to see you. We've got a Jim. We've got a Jillian. We've got a Katie as well. We've got a Michael in here. We've got all of them. All of the good people. They're all here. Points, Dad. Let's do points. So, the first three that I have on my list are Crow, Jillian, and Katie. But
Dun, dun, dun.
Crow said that it's got to be double points. And, I mean, I'm not going to go against Crow, all right? So, 20 points to Katie, 10 points to Jillian. 20 points to Crow, 10 to Jillian, and 4 to Katie. There you go. That's how it works. I was struggling to double two then.
Probably not how it's ever worked, but okay.
That's how it works now. It's how it works right now.
All right. Okay. Enjoy your points.
20, 10, and 4.
What the points make? We have no idea.
Not yet, but something amazing, I guess.
Ooh.
How have you been? How have you been, Dad? We've been hard working in the background, doing lots of stuff and
Oh,
things.
been doing that. Yeah, I've been doing that. Working hard in the background. Lots of stuff. Tremendous amounts of stuff in the background. That's what I've been doing. How about yourself, son?
Lots of that, pretty much. Just planning, prepping, getting things in order, doing stuff and things. I've got a cinema trip tomorrow.
Yeah, doing stuff and things. That's the thing. You've got a what tomorrow?
Cinema. I'm doing a cinema trip tomorrow. Cinema, chilling. Should be good. And, I don't know if anyone else needs to hear this, but I was explaining it to my partner, and it strikes me that there's a lot of people who seem to think that you are absolutely not allowed to take your own food into the cinema. You totally can.
There you go.
Like, you don't. It's a myth that was started by Big Cinema years ago to get you to spend a fucking mortgage on a large popcorn.
So you can walk into there with your butty sandwich, with your butty jam, and expect them to say nothing. But they'll say, "Oh, no, sir."
The only time I've ever been turned away, and you can Google this as well, but the only time, not that you can Google my anecdote, but I mean, what I'm saying is, I'll start with my anecdote, but but you can Google it to check the rules now. But I was told last dinner I went into, I've been in there with Mackies and everything, and one time this person was like, this was years and years ago now, but I went to go in with a KFC, and they were like, this is when I ate meat, but they were like, you can't bring that in here. I'm like, why? I brought all my other food in. They're like, no, you can't bring food. You just can't bring strong smelling foods.
Where was that?
That was the cinema.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You
no.
are allowed to do it. You are.
Alexa, stop.
But you don't need to. Everyone do you know what? I've done it myself when I was younger.
Stop.
I've smuggled in like treats and things into there rather than spending like a bunch of money on stuff. And then like your mum will be like, right, here's 3 bags of M&Ms, shove them down your pants, and you're like, it's like an operation. And then you get in there, and then you're sneaking it in and all that, making sure no one can see. It turns out we were allowed to do it the whole time. We just scared ourselves.
Yeah, but she was pretty. Your mum was pretty good at it. Yeah, shove this down your pants and don't say anything.
Don't say nothing. Get these M&Ms in that cinema now.
And these 4 kids crinkled their way into the pictures.
Oh, it's funny. So I'm going to put in the background, Dad, in the private chat on the bottom right of your screen. Well, second bottom right icon. But
right.
We have... I'm just double checking it and making sure that... Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool tune. And it's a big, famous one as well. And I'm hoping people are going to be able to get this one. If they don't, you get the points, Dad.
Oh, yeah. Did I get them last time?
No, you didn't. They managed to find out who it was. Sneaky sneakers. We gave them clues. We won't be doing that this time, Dad.
No, absolutely. I'll be doing my best. Yeah. I'll be doing my best to read it in a neutral North Walian accent. Well, it's not really. It is.
It's very neutral. Everyone thinks we're English, I guess. Or wherever else. People in South England think we're from Liverpool. People in North England think we're from down south. Nobody ever guesses Wales.
No, they don't. So, okay, we can do that. I've just lost half of my thingy screen.
Don't lose half of your thingy screen. You don't need that bit there, the vertical part.
I don't want my thingy dropping off, do I? That's the point.
That's the main thing, isn't it? That's the main thing. How's everyone else been doing? Well, my dad's getting that ready and getting himself prepped tonight. It's in the private chat on the bottom right, Dad. But while he's doing that, let me know how you guys have been doing. How you doing, Charlie's girl? How's your day been? What happened, Michael?
Do you know we had a teleprompter?
Yeah, we do have a teleprompter, but we don't use it because it's kind of pointless.
Oh, I might practice with that one day and have a play. Oh, okay. Anyway, I found I found your back chat. Oops.
So whenever you're ready, I'll hit the thing, and then we'll jump straight into it.
Oh, we're doing it this early. Okay.
We're doing it this early, Dad. We're doing it. Whoever was here first gets a treat because they get to go through the rap lyrics. Now, if you don't know, there are 10 points available. 5 if you can guess who the artist is of the track that my dad will be reading out to you, and 5 if you can guess what the title of that track is. Remember that submissions won't be accepted until after my dad has finished, and you'll know when he's finished because he'll say go. As soon as he says that, then you can start putting in your comments and you can start getting your points. But if for some reason you guys don't know what it is, my dad gets to keep the points. So, these points are serious. He could have some real serious spending power. And yes, double points. We're doing double points. 20 points for the song.
Holy moly, that's incredible.
10 for one, 10 for the other. You better hope they don't get it, Dad.
Oh, I'm nervous now and everything. Okay, I'm praying to that.
Right, and I'll press the thing, and away we go.
Rolling Stones of the rap game. Not bragging, lips bigger than Jagger. Not sagging, spell it backwards. I'm going to leave it at that. That ain't got nothing to do with rap. Check the facts. Expose the cats who pose as heroes and take advantage of blacks. Your government's gangster, so cut the crap. A war going on, so where you at? Fight the crap. Fight the power. Comes great responsibility. F the police, but who's stopping you from killing me? Disaster fiascos over a loop by PE. If it's an I instead of we believing TV, Spitting riches, bitches, and this new thing about snitches. Watch the masses move as the masses switches. System dissed them, but barely missed her. My sole intention to save my brothers and sisters. Go.
Ooh. I don't know, that one might be a bit tougher than you think, I don't know. It's not Rap Game. Do you know what? I'm not accepting that. It was indeed Public Enemy. I want the actual title of the song.
Or I get them.
You better get in there quick. It isn't. No, do you know what? You get. I've just seen this now. Sorry, it's just refreshed now. So this one, right? Okay, Public Enemy. It absolutely was. It is not Fight the Power. This isn't the full title either, but it may be close. That's not the title, is it? No, it's. I'm literally looking at it right now. It's not the title. It's close. It's a word that is in the title, but it's not the title. Ooh, so we're putting 10 points there to Jim so far. I'm willing to argue it's not Fight the Power Harder. It's not Harder. It's the title. Harder is one of. I know you said the thing out loud then. So there's 3 more words after that. I'm not accepting just Harder. It's a Public Enemy song that starts with Harder, and that is as much as I'm willing to give out because I've practically given it away. It's so very Googleable.
Time's up.
We're going to have to stop putting a timer on it, aren't we?
Time's up. Yeah. Fight the Power Harder. Fight harder, faster, strong, betterer.
No, you don't get the Public Enemy points because Jim was above you with the Public Enemy points, and then we had a guess from Crow Crag, and then it was yours.
Yeah, no Google, no didn't cheat you. No cheating. Now we know you're an honest bunch, but this has gone on a while. I'm looking. I'm practically spending them. I'm looking through the catalogue now, through the ACOB catalogue. Do we want this for our kitchen? Or we have this for upstairs?
It's a bit tougher than you think.
Michael, fuck this game, it's rubbish anyways. Yeah! Unfortunately, it's not the answer, but I wish it had been.
All right, well, Michael flounced out, so he doesn't even want any points anymore. Jim got 10 points for, he got double points, 10 points for Public Enemy. Unfortunately, it wasn't, which one did he say it was? Fight the Power. Wasn't that. It was Harder Than You Think. I kept saying, oh, this is tougher than you think. Oh, this is going to be tougher than you think, Still, nothing. God, you uncultured couths. How dare you? Dad, you have earned yourself 10 whole points there. And you did
You beauty. Well played, Michael. Thank you.
Why not? It's fun to have fun. So I think we're probably going to head over to the headlines. I'll take the first spot if you want that. And we didn't arrange it. Do you want me to do my 2, then you do your 2?
Oh, we could do one each. One each if you like. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll do my one and then you do your one and then I'll let you know when I'm finished with it and stuff. But let me just. All I've got to do now is just whap this on for editing's sake later.
What's my second headline? Oh, go on. Never mind. We'll work it out.
We'll work it out. It's not a big deal, honestly. Right, I'll hit the thing and then away we go. Hey, welcome to the headline rundown. So the first story that I've got for you today, guys, is deportations hitting a 10-year high under Labour and are up 52% since for the first 2 years. Since the Tories were in power. Starting strong as I mean to go on, stuttering and stammering. So let me hit this button here. I'm going to share my screen with you and you can see the headline and things, and I'll just walk you through what this story is essentially. No, I do not want any notifications. And I don't want any adverts either. You can go. So yeah, deportations hit 10-year high under Labour, and are up 52% since the Tories were in power. Now, this story essentially, despite what the shithouses like Tommy and Nigel Farage and Rupert Lowe would have you think, more than 80,000 people were returned from the UK during Labour's first 2 years in office. So between July 2024 and July 2026, we've 80,000 people, yeah. So this comes from the London Economic that we're looking at here. This paper says it's the highest level since 2016, and as you can read the headline, 52% higher than since the Conservative government. But the total figures include, so 80,286 total returns, 19,622 of those were enforced returns of people without legal right to remain in the UK, and more than 6,000 of those enforced involved people who would cross the channel in small boats. So among almost 12,000 foreign nationals, offenders essentially, were removed from, this is just offenders, sorry, were removed from the UK. So that's your 80,000. So obviously this story is essentially saying that Labour has dramatically increased the number of people being removed from the UK, while net migration has also fallen. And it argues that this could undermine Reform's UK's claim that Labour can't control immigration, because obviously, clearly, these numbers do. But it's not necessarily this story that I wanted to discuss, this specific headline or these numbers. It's the fact that we do have net migrations also falling, because there's two sides to this. So in my opinion, I think it's good that we have better infrastructure, more reliable systems for returning people who don't have the lawful right to be in this nation. But the fall in net migration, now that's where I think we're having a serious problem, or at least that's how I read it, and I'm not an expert. But we have a huge skills gap in this country, so large that well over 1 million young people have fallen into the NEET cohort right through that gap. And we can't afford to lower net migration because we need the skills. If we don't have a huge skills drive in the UK, which is, by the way, what I'm in favour more so than having large numbers of immigration and things, not because it's bad, but because, you know, I would rather that the people that were born here had the opportunities to be able to develop those skills and be able to contribute to their society. So if we had a huge skills drive in the UK and we told people, regardless of your age or your circumstances, that they can go to college or university for free, get those skills, trades and qualifications that they need to be able to better themselves and the country around them, in a way that we really need as well. If we don't do that, and we're dropping this number of migration, then we're going to start to struggle. And it's also particularly troubling. It's a big sign, a big red flag for me that Labour are now dropping the mask that they donned with Andy Burnham, in the same way that they did with Keir. That they are now capitulating to the far right of this nation. And in doing so, we are no longer seeing a left-wing Labour Party like at all. It's over. I thought that Burnham, I never thought he would be a Corbyn figure, but I hope that he would bring Labour back to the left even just a little bit more, because it was unacceptable how far right it had fallen. But failure to recognise genocide, drilling in the North Sea oil while my fucking home burns down thanks to wildfires, it isn't Labour anymore. They're officially dead, and I don't think there's any going back. And that's kind of my take on this story, Dad. I don't know if you have any thoughts on it.
No, I mean, he's pretty much... he's carrying on as Starmer made it happen. I mean, all this reduction in this removal of people is that's Starmer's work, that, isn't it? Because the new guy's only been in a very short while.
Yeah. So Starmer purged a bunch of Corbynites from the Labour Party, left.
Yeah, and they intend to ramp it up. So yeah, this is Andy Burnham, as you were, except we'll take another steps forward, which kind of goes into where I was, my headline as well. But I'll wait for you to finish your thing.
No, that's me pretty much done with this one. So we'll flick over to your headline. Which one are you doing first?
Well, it's about Russia.
So we'll start with we'll start on this page here then with the Guardian.
Where are you? Oh, I didn't know you were doing that. Where's that?
It's on the screen, but we can just leave it there and you can go through your notes and things. Don't worry about nothing. However you want to play it. Oh, sorry, my mistake. I didn't share that tab. There it is, Dad. My mistake.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll where bloody hell was I now? You've confused me. Right, I'll just chat about it. Okay, while you show your thing. But I mean, it was it was going to be a headline about Russia removing their ambassador to the UK because of the UK's involvement with Ukraine and Ukraine's war of defence, shall we say, against Russia. And so, yeah, it's about that. And except since I started looking at it, everything's moved. And now it's about Russia's actual threats to start picking targets for, start using their advanced tech or even direct military involvement. So Moscow now considers the UK's recent actions, which is giving Ukraine, the worst one they say is giving Ukraine blueprints that allow Ukraine now to produce this long-range bunker-busting missile that the fuss is about. So this missile goes a hell of a long way, and it's a bunker buster, which means it can reach out and touch anyone you like, really, anywhere. Even Mr. Putin himself is under threat from this when he shelters underground. So they don't like it, and they're saying we consider that as direct military involvement due to the provision of advanced weaponry and the use of British technology in strikes within Russian territory. That's specifically the Kremlin views the Prime Minister's decision to share those blueprints for long-range missiles, long-range missiles, and also the British have been helping with drones that have been attacking Russia, deep inside Russia. So that's it. I mean, what's heightened the reports right now is the reports that we've used drones in targeting locations deep within Russia. Furthermore, so Russian officials, including the former Deputy Minister Andrei Fedorov, now have suggested that Moscow could justify a semi-military or technical response. That means cyber attacks on British enterprises or factories. Cyber attacks for now, factories that are producing drones for Ukraine. We're not short of them in a certain area of the UK. So the Kremlin spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, has also accused Britain of methodically adding fuel to the fire and plotting to obstruct a peaceful settlement. And on that ground, he says we should pick up that Moscow should pick maybe up to 30 targets within the UK for direct action from Moscow. So that's my headline. It's not a very happy one, I'm afraid, but it is what it is. The new Prime Minister of ours, Mr. Burnham, has absolutely picked up the whatever it was that Starmer was carrying at Russia. He's picked it up and he's running with it because he's absolutely firm that it will continue this way. Where this will end, I don't know. I wish I had good news for my headline, for my first one. What do you think, Lou? How do you feel about it?
So, I mean, obviously it's scary. Russian threatening to attack British factories. Moscow could take semi-military action against manufacturers of drones and missile components, which would be a direct. It would behoove Russia to do so, obviously, because those toys end up finding their way killing Russians. But see, here's the thing: I am a pacifist, and I don't think that war should ever happen ever under any circumstances at all. And I really don't. And I think that diplomacy is the only way forward. I will say, though, I understand why the UK, why Burnham and everybody else is helping out our Europe. Because it's easy to forget. And I know that some people, like I said this to someone the other day, and they were like, oh, no, but we're not in the EU anymore. We're not European. No, we are. The continent hasn't changed. We are European. And Russia is invading Europe right now. And I don't think that that's anything that should be taken lightly. I really don't. I'm not going to pretend that there isn't, decades and decades, maybe even hundreds of years of like geopolitical history that I'm completely ignorant to. But I stand with absolute moral clarity when I say that this is too fucking far. War should never happen. It's too much. And that's kind of my only thing on that. So like, Do I understand why it would be in Russia's interest to have these factories? Of course. Do I understand why there is a war in the first place? Yes, of course. Russian aggression and imperialism, and I understand who is at wrong here. Categorically, I get it. But that being said, I still think that diplomacy is the only way forward. Otherwise, it will drag us in. It's not a question of if; it's a question of when. This will involve the UK. This will involve other European nations. We are already under attack. Our democracy is being undermined by Russia. We're having unprecedented volumes and amounts of cyber attacks in all sorts of scales. Like we look at Jaguar, for example, or the Jaguar Range Rover. I can't remember which one, but there was a British car manufacturer that was attacked, and they lost over £1 billion, which is cleared out from our economy because of loss of production and manufacturing at this particular facility. They never even had to leave Russia. They just used Russian-backed hacking groups and things. We're there. We are absolutely there. It's scary times, eh, Dad?
Yeah, we're there, right on the cusp. Somebody needs to step in and stop this somehow. And I've got a feeling it's not going to be I'll save you, Mr. Trump.
No, not at all.
Somehow, but yeah, it's scary times. They say, the report I read today said the UK is absolutely prepared for an attack on Russia. Well, I think what it means is the members of the fucking cabinet are prepared for an attack on Russia, because the rest of us, from Russia, because the rest of us are put on a hat in case it drops on you. There's no defence from the UK for the hoi polloi. We don't get any defence at all. As far as I'm aware, the only place we've got any defence is there's some defence around 10 Downing Street, and there are some of our ships at sea have missile defence because their job is to defend these new carriers that we can't fill with aeroplanes. But those have Aegis and some of the system. But that's for close call at sea. It's not going to protect Britain. So it's down to even though the removing their ambassador to the UK that's the token sign that usually happens before hostilities commence. So, but let's hope. That's all we can do. We can only hope.
We can, but in good news, we have a little bit of good news coming out of the chat here at the moment. How amazing is this? Specs Bean Farmer, the incredible Specs Bean Farmer, who, by the way, I was on a panel with him just the other day. You'll see it in both mine, Andrew Luke, and Katie Marshall. That's number 2 woman. You'll see it on all of our channels, but we all did a joint stream where we were talking about Star Trek and politics and stuff, and it was really fun. Specs joined us on the panel, but not only is he an incredible dude who joins in on the streams and stuff, but he's also very, very generous, and he's gifted us 5 gifted members. So we've got Local Experimentalist, Hanyu Candle, Dare a Smelly Lefty, DJ Hertz 2020, Dare a Smelly Lefty, Lucy Lou, another Smelly Lefty. We've got all of them there. Although that was only 4. Where's my 5? My 5. What's all that about? It keeps stealing off of me.
Ooh. Michael's dropped one in as well. Thank you, Michael. That's so kind.
Well. Nice.
Especially as you wouldn't get points today for that thing. It's really kind of you.
I just need to check on the other stream because we've got 2 running at the moment. And that was Lazy Cloud. Lazy Cloud is officially a smelly lefty, and no matter how much you precipitate, you will never get rid of that stench. It's with you forever. The next headline, Dad, I've got here. I just need to hit the share button, and then we'll crack on with it. But it's another. We haven't picked fun headlines, I'll say, at the moment. But we have got positive news stories of Brainy Burks. And
mine's not going to be as bad today. That was the scary one.
Yeah, this is probably one of the this is quite scary itself. But this next headline is from The Guardian. I need to start reading less of The Guardian, I think. I read a lot of them. But it reports on research by Action on Armed Violence, looking at unsolved murders in London between 2019 and 2023. And it found that the ethnic minority people made up 61.7% of murder victims. But they made up 92.9% of victims in cases that remained unsolved. Black people represented around 40% of all murder victims, but 73% of unsolved cases. Shootings are partially difficult to. Shootings are difficult to solve. We get that. Although they only accounted for 8.7% of the killings, they represent 38% of the unsolved murders. The Metropolitan Police says one reason is because of lower levels in trust within the police, within some black communities, meaning witnesses may be less willing to come forward with information and things. But I have a different reason. I think that that's just a side effect, and that we need to look at the why. So at this moment, I would like to add in to this report with some data that I've found to try and answer the question of why. Why is it that people are mistrusting the police? Well, the year ending in March 2025, there were 15,843 police misconduct allegations involving 8,031 officers, which is up on the previous year by 20%. The Met Police, specifically, as we're talking about them, and the rest of these facts will be about the Met Police, race discrimination employment tribunal claims brought by officers and staff have more than doubled, rising 108% in the years 2023 and 2024. In 23 and 24, the same year, it paid £6.7 million to settle 239 civil cases involving alleged police misconduct, including racial profiling and excessive force and falsifying evidence. A 2023 independent Casey review concluded that the force was institutionally racist, as well as institutionally misogynistic and homophobic. Does anybody else remember the Casey, Baroness Casey report as well on that particular matter? But there's more. 2 Met officers were dismissed for gross conduct following a strip searching of a 15-year-old black girl at a school. Child Q. So this is 2 Met officers were dismissed for that. And obviously the child is called Child Q. Sorry, I've mixed up my information a bit there. I've just got some of these bullet points. But yeah, 2 officers have been investigated and dismissed for gross misconduct following the strip search of a 15-year-old black girl at school who's referred to as Child Q. And at the moment, 2 Hampshire police officers are currently being investigated by the IOPC for potential gross misconduct after they arrested and handcuffed Henry Novak, the 18-year-old stabbing victim, rather than immediately treating him for his injuries. What I'm trying to say is that, yes, we understand the police have a hard job, right? Sure, they have a hard job. But the police as a whole are woefully unable to carry out their duties without violating our rights. They are incapable of not abusing their powers. And we do, in fact, have a 2-tier system. So, the far right were actually correct on this one. But only in the way that a broken clock is right twice a day. It is institutionally racist, it's bigoted, it's violent, to the point that I personally advocate for abolishing the current policing system and starting again with a new system of policing that isn't going to harm society or negatively affect ethnic minorities. I honestly think that this story here should be less about how we come to view the police per se, and just accept the fact that the police are fundamentally broken and we need a new force. What do you think, Dad?
It's a big call, isn't it? Redo the whole of the police force. Although it has, there's people have been saying for years, like 10 years ago, all the best policemen left, and that was fucking 10 years ago. Whatever it was that happened back then, probably Thatcher or whatever, I don't know. But a while back, they say all the best policemen left, and they've been trying to rebuild since then. I don't know. I don't think they're succeeding. No, they're far too quick to, in the name of officer safety, to sacrifice ours instead. I think they're poorly trained, and not too bothered about our rights. But yeah, this officer safety thing is way out of line. Yes, that's how I feel about it anyway.
There you go.
So
it's a sad story, and we'll move over to the next headline, which would be yours. And if I remember rightly, I say that like I'm not actually trying to look for it right now. There we go. This one is this one's a little bit fun. It's a little bit, there's things that go with this one. This one isn't a dark, terrible story. It's a rather interesting one. And this one is yours, Dad. How do you move a museum and one large lion?
Oh yeah, So this is from I take it we're not playing Radio Snooker. Are we playing it or not?
Yeah, absolutely. We can play the Stan Holloway poem.
Oh, okay. But before you do that, yeah. So,
although, yeah, okay, go on, Dad. Yeah, we can do that. Fuck copyright. We'll do it.
Yeah. So, okay. So this is Sunderland's museum. The Trina Murphy. No, sorry, that's the right. Meet Sunderland Museum's Trina Murphy. Is this lady, nice lady, Trina Murphy from Sunderland's museum. They've got to move on, and they've got to move this whole flipping museum. Everything, fragile fossils, tropical fish, all sorts of stuff, including a taxidermied lion called Wallace. And they're among a trove of items being packed up by the museum before its renovation. That's what's happening. They're moving everything out, and they're going to move everything in. It's costing £13.6 million. Cheaper than half the price. I'm sure these things are really important. What they're doing is they're taking most of the collection, splitting it up into sections, and those collections are going touring around other museums. It's clever how they do it, isn't it? They're either being loaned across the city and to other places, or they're going on a tour of Britain so we can all have a look at them. But the problem is, how do you move? There are some 108,000 objects with that they've got to move, so it's going to take quite a bit of a plan. The plan actually is 80 pages long so far. It took 4.5 months to complete, and that's just the plan for the for how to move the stuff. So the bubble wrap and crates are arriving. It's all going really well. But the lion was a bit of a hero back in the day. His name's Wallace, and he was born in captivity, and he became famous for mauling his keeper. This is back in 1880 or 90 something. He mauled his keeper. 1868. His keeper was called Martini Macombo. He was an African chap, I believe, but he survived the incident. He died, but he did die 3 years later from rheumatic fever. But Wallace himself lived until around 1875, when he was acquired by Sunderland Museum in 1879, and he's been there ever since. He's one of the star pieces. People are in there every day to take pictures and stuff with him. But what I remember about Wallace is a poem that I heard when I was a child. I was a child and I heard this thing, and it's a poem written about Wallace, but the rest of it's fantasy. But it's a beautiful thing, and if you want an extra, like a little smile to this, it's the chap Stanley Holloway reading it, and he's in a Lancashire accent. So that automatic word thing that runs along the bottom that tells you what has been said on YouTube, keep an eye on that, because it's quite funny. It's quite cute how it handles the Lancashire accent. I don't know how you folks get on with AI. So can you play that?
Yes, absolutely, I can.
So if you have a cup of tea, enjoy this. It's really
absolutely nice. If you don't mind, Dad, could you please hit the mute button so that there's no feedback, and then we'll come back.
I've got to find out where to do that now. Hang on one sec.
On StreamYard, bottom left, or press Control and D.
Control and D. StreamYard. Control.
There you go. Boom, he did it, Ryan. We'll catch you back, guys. This is Stanley Hollow.
There's a famous seaside place called Blackpool that's noted for fresh air and fun. And Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went there with young Albert, their son. A grand little lad was young Albert, all dressed in his best, quite a swell, with a stick with an horse's head handle, the finest that Woolworths could sell. They didn't think much to the ocean, the waves they was fiddling and small. There was no wrecks and nobody drowned. In fact, nothing to laugh at all. So seeking for further amusement, they paid and went into the zoo, where they'd lions and tigers and camels and old ale and sandwiches too. There were one great big lion called Wallace. His nose was all covered with scars. He lay in a somnolent posture with the side of his face on the bars. Now Albert had heard about lions, how they was ferocious and wild. To see Wallace lying so peaceful, well, it didn't seem right to the child. So straightway the brave little fella, not showing a morsel of fear, took his stick with his horse's head handle and shoved it in Wallace's ear. You could see that the lion didn't like it, for giving a kind of a roll, he pulled Albert inside the cage with him and swallowed the little lad whole. Then Pa, who had seen the occurrence and didn't know what to do next, said, "Mother, yon lion's it, Albert." And Mother said, I am vexed." Then Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom, quite rightly, when all's said and done, complained to the animal keeper that the lion had eaten their son. The keeper was quite nice about it. He said, "What a nasty mishap. Are you sure that it's your boy he's eaten?" Pa said, "Am I sure? There's his cap." The manager had to be sent for. He came and he said, "What's to do?" Pa said, "Yon lion's at Albert, and him in his Sunday clothes too." Then Mother said, "Right's right, young fella. I think it's a shame and a sin for a lion to go and eat Albert, and after we'd paid to come in." The manager wanted no trouble. He took out his purse right away, saying how much to settle the matter. Pa says, "What do you usually pay?" But Mother had turned a bit awkward when she thought where our Albert had gone. She said, "No, someone's got to be summoned." So that was decided upon. Then off they went to the police station in front of the magistrate chap. They told him what happened to Albert and proved it by showing his cap. The magistrate gave his opinion that no one was really to blame, and he said that he hoped the Ramsbottoms would have further sons to their name. At that Mother got proper blazing. "And thank you, sir, kindly," said she. "What, waste all our lives raising children to feed ruddy lions? Not me."
And now that there's nobody left, children.
And there you go. That was that was awesome. I haven't heard that one.
Oh, right. Okay. So that was the extra all the way back from my childhood. Long time ago.
And there it was. There was the lion that they are moving alongside all of the other contents of Sunderland's museum. And yeah, it's a hell of a job, and power to him. Love a good museum. As long as it's not filled with things we stole, which is kind of what museums are. But I mean, we'll skip over that for now.
Yeah.
That's it, though. That's the headlines. We've got loads more planned. But there you go. There you have it. They're the headlines. I think that for a laugh, what we're going to do next is we're going to go through some memes, Dad, before we start another segment. Let's do an in-between segment.
Didn't know about this. Go on.
Well, there's been a bunch of memes being posted in the in the Discord and that, and I thought, you know what, we might as well have a giggle.
Go on, let's have a giggle.
Reform voters on benefits. How do we tell them?
Oh, yes, of course. They're all going to magically disappear.
I saw this one as well. Gordon Brown eating 9 bananas a day to wean himself off Kit Kat.
Good luck to him. He looks a bit like a silverback gorilla anyway, doesn't he?
He does a little, doesn't he? He's got that fucking primal look about him. Asmund Gold has done a Jubilee special, it seems, with this meme versus 20 of his cockroaches.
What?
It's an American streamer also who was famous for being very unhygienic.
Okay.
Here is Farage Hell. He just has to stand there and look at people getting on.
He was asked, he wanted to speak to the management. I hadn't seen that one. That's the management.
I saw this one. Ned, he
saw this.
ship him.
Real anti-fash. Good on you. But look at this, man. This is a man who spends every protest all day and every day bloody looking at people and going, "Ah!" look how he's dressed. The so drinking shitbag, blah, blah, blah. And look at the state of it. My nan's curtains.
He says, doesn't he? He stands there and he goes, look at the state of it. Look at the state of it. Meanwhile, bro is about as fucking mismatched as you can get.
Yeah, my nan's curtains weren't like that. Even that bad. Not even hers.
We had this meme, which was a rework of the asylum seeker guidance on consent and stuff. This one is titled "Wanking Under Desks Will Not Be Tolerated: A Guide for Reform Counsellors." If you know me.
Yeah, is there a backstory to that, or is that just a meme? I hope it's just a meme.
Let me just.
Oh my gosh! Look at this.
Darren Grimes. Yeah. So I don't know how real this story is. I'm not seeing like a news thing for it. Just
no, it's true. It's true. It's what they told the ones. But I mean, it's fuck it. That's a long time in the past. Who cares?
Who cares? Just a meme. We just believe the meme. The memes are real.
Yeah.
Let me take this thing down so you can see this one properly. The IRA's threat to kill Margaret Thatcher has somehow ended up on Facebook as an inspirational quote. We need only to be lucky once. You need to be lucky every time.
It was a message to Britain's Secret Services, really.
But it's somehow become an inspirational quote.
Fucking unbelievable. Yeah. The shit people will dredge. Who cares? Fuck them. What's this?
New stench for an old wank. Reek like the shits of an old man who only eats raw mince. Farage.
You put the old in there. You put the old in that.
Sorry?
You put the old in that statement, and it says, reek like the shits of a man who only eats raw mince. And
it says at the bottom, a new stench for an old wank.
That's not. Is that what I thought you were reading the top?
I read that one, then I read the top.
I
said old.
Two things one after another.
I could have. Here you go, Dad. Childhood. Classic Airfix. Tomo's Patriot Division. Vintage.
He's like them little soldiers that remember that had that big blob of plastic where their feet were stuck to, so they didn't fall over.
I don't know how real this is. I don't think it is real at all. But Israeli Gov News says we will bomb Turkey again. But the reason I picked this thing, it might not be based in truth. Most memes aren't, but it doesn't matter. I like what was written underneath though. Syrian airbase 70 kilometers from our border, not us. We have a saying about people like you, and it goes like this. Ready, guys? The rabbit rubbed its dick into a rock and said, "I fucked the mountain." That rabbit is you, I guess.
Fantastic.
Oh, I love it. Oh, should we crack on with the next stuff?
Rabbits. So what?
Should we crack on with the next stuff? I think we'll save positive stuff for a little bit down the line. And we could probably do with Brainy Burke or Burke Alert or Audit Corner. What do you think? Should we leave it up to the chat? What segment do you want, guys, next?
Aren't there that many?
Well, yeah, we've got that many, Dad. Don't you worry. We are that prepared.
When you say we...
Well, you've got Burke and Positive News lined up. I've got Burke Alert and Audit Corner lined up.
Oh, I've also got a tiny little bit at the end that will make you happy note as well.
No, it's not a tiny bit. It's a whole brand new segment. I'll show you guys the video that we've got now, and this will be a little teaser for the end. But we've started a new segment, guys.
Streamer beef.
Now, this isn't your ordinary gammon. This is a stunning piece of pork that we've brined, boiled, and basted to perfection.
But we will get there. That'll be towards the end. But we do have that lined up as well, and I've got a whole piece written about that, including some funny bits in it as well. It's gonna be a laugh. And I'll explain what the segment is, what it's about, and why we have streamer beef segments. But the streamer beef is going to be fun. So we've got here auditors. So I think there you go. Then I'll talk to Audit Corner then, and we can do thingy after it. But don't worry, as soon as I finish doing this, we'll have a right good old chat about it. Where is Blair My Audit Corner? Hello. Welcome back to A Couple of Burks Does Auditors. We don't do... No, that's gross. Maybe I should have another intro. Anyways, we're here. We're here. Hello, Audit Corner today. This one is this one's an interesting one in my opinion. I'm just gonna make sure that I've got all of my resources and things. I want to pull up an image just now. I want to make sure that I've got it all lined up and ready to go though. I'll upload it to my StreamYard now. But I want to talk to you about auditing, not just auditing, but oh, in fact, do you know what? Actually, I've gone and do you know what? I've read the wrong thing entirely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it again, and we're going to pretend like that never happened. That was a blooper. Okay, guys, shush. Hello, 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 hello. So, this Audit Corner, I've got Jermaine Unfiltered. Now, this one isn't necessarily about his auditing per se, and I'm not trying to get involved in anyone's parenting. But there is a really interesting, if I can find the overlays, there is a really interesting sort of unfolding story that I've been talking about, and I'd like to share it with you guys today. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to bear with me while I get this screenshot loaded. Lefty tech, everything's all slow and terrible. Bear with me.
Jermaine, motherfucker.
Please stop doing that. But anyway, so this is about Jermaine. Teaching hate at home. Should bigots be allowed to homeschool? Now, it's quite an in-depth sort of question, if you will, because home education itself is absolutely not evidence of extremism, not in any way, shape, or form. Parents can legally choose to educate their children at home, provided that the child receives a suitable education. And for the most part, I mean, consistently in lots of different metrics, people that were homeschooled tend to outperform people that weren't. So we know that it works. The concern here, though, is that this parent, a bigoted YouTuber who is famous for broadcasting his bigoted far-right bullshit views, is deliberately withdrawing his child from school, or his children, plural, in order to isolate them from other viewpoints. That's what he was saying. The left-wing ideology, as he says. In this context, left-wing ideology is code for they teach your kids that gay people exist and that we're all equal to one another, which, of course, if you've ever seen Jermaine's content, you will know that basic empathy isn't something that he has. And so, you know, I guess he doesn't want it for his kids either. So it kind of checks out. I'm not surprised that he's made this decision. But the issue isn't that he wants to homeschool his kids. Studies on homeschooling show that homeschooling works really, really well. It's why he wants to do it. So if he's removing them from school specifically to prevent them from encountering views that he considers left-wing views, which is exactly what he said, all while intending to raise them in his own xenophobic worldview, then that raises like a very different safeguarding question. Let's put it that way. Is it education or is it ideological isolation? Is this schooling or radicalization of children who have absolutely no choice in the matter? The government's own Prevent guidance explicitly recognises extreme right-wing ideology and radicalisation as a safeguarding issue. And the things he says about Islam alone, just on that one area, that alone is more than enough to fit into the category of an extremist ideology. So the question is this then: should far-right bigots, xenophobes, and the rest of it be allowed to radicalise their kids? For me, the answer is no, obviously. What do you think, Dad? And what do you think, chat? What do you think, Pops? You're on mute if you didn't know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely no. Get away from bloody. Well, what can you do, man? I mean, this is. I had never thought of this before. When people say like, "Oh, I'm homeschooling," I'd never realised that Nazis do it too, and people say or whatever. I wouldn't want him teaching his beliefs to a child, but schooling is not meant to teach parents' beliefs, is it? Schooling has it has an order to stuff, and that stuff should be achieved. But I can't imagine this man ignoring that opportunity to instill racial hate into his children. I wouldn't expect anything else, to be honest. That's how I feel. You know.
I want to pick up I agree with you, by the way, and I wanted to pick up a chat that said here, homeschooling wigs me out, it's usually religious nonsense. Wait, I said the same thing twice. Like I understand that, and I understand the feelings, and obviously it can be a bit hyperbolic, but I do want to say that statistics often favour homeschooling in lots of specific metrics, and like obviously the family background and selection bias also heavily influences those outcomes, but standardized sort of testing and all that, it doesn't work. Pacing and flexibilities, homeschoolers regularly score above any national averages on tests like the SATs, the ACTs. Like it's a real thing. Like it's they do genuinely perform better. So it's not necessarily that homeschooling is the issue, it's who's doing the homeschooling. That's where it gets a bit crazy.
Yeah,
sure, I'll pull up these stats now.
Gillian's highlighted that, and she's absolutely right. They shouldn't be at all. I mean, they shouldn't be nowhere near it. We kind of all agree on that, I think. But she also fails to see how you could stop it, and unless you're an outwardly racist like this guy and some others are, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? I think that people like this are quite easy to spot, I'll be honest. I mean,
like this one, for example, this one particularly, like, posts himself all over the internet being extremely racist and bigoted, and all the rest, especially with the his extremist viewpoints on Islam and things like that. Oh, this one's the United States. Bear with me. Let me get the relevant ones. But I want to get some facts on homeschooling, because homeschooling itself is an interesting. It's an interesting subject entirely. Because I mean, I personally provide the data for why I think that. Let me just find it.
See how many radical ideologist homeschooling reports, but I doubt produces. But I doubt there's a Google for that.
I've got an article here. And I'm going to get up
how could you?
Because it whether people agree with it or not, the Department for Education, DFE, recent statistical reports shows that home education numbers have more than doubled in the last in a 5-year period, with annual increases around 15 to 20% in terms of numbers of people choosing to home educate their children. And then I'm also going to take up what's that one called? Tutorful. This one looks like an honest, decent assessment of homeschooling versus actual schooling and things. And there's also, let me get rid of those cookies. There's this article here that I'm going to bring up now, but I just want to make sure that it's actually relevant and I'm not wasting anyone's time when I bring it up. So we can see how many. The additional reads 1 in 16. No, I want to see homeschooling. That's not the one I want. I want to see homeschooling versus thingy. Because from my understanding, when I was researching this morning, I'm trying to find those articles I was reading, but in pretty much every metric, mostly every, they tend to outpace them.
Well, there you go. Oh, hello.
So everything's so slow.
Next Bean Farmer says he doesn't agree with you. He says every homeschooled kid I have ever met in meat space has been socially stunted and lacking the basics. But that's anecdotal, not data.
Yeah, and it's like, how many of the millions of kids that do get homeschooling, how many of those are the ones that you've met there in your own? Do you know what I mean? So, like, let's have a look. So I'm just trying to see now. So explore education statistics, the number of EHE children on census data and everything else.
There must be some filters for that, Crowcrag, as well. If the parent just happens to be a thicko. No offence to thickos. Anyway, there must be filters. Parents have to pass through. Do you know what I mean? There must be something that says not just anyone.
So the national, is this biased? It's the National Home Education Research Institute. We'll have a look here. Okay, so wow. All right then. I just wanted to make sure that I was getting the solid one. I didn't want to. I think now you're gonna have to bear with me while I close down all of my tabs and things because everything is so slow. Right, here we go. And we lost Dad. Unlucky. He pressed buttons, stuff and things. I have no idea how he does it. How he hits the thing and then says, "Yes, okay, I'll go." Because it even asks your dad. It says, "Do you want to leave?" And then you've got to say, "Yes, I do want to leave."
How do I do that?
It's because you're touching things. You honestly, you don't genuinely. Isn't a single button you need to press on here on this tab at all. I promise. But don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. But so here's what the research says about homeschooling and the academic achievement learner outcomes. So the key points here are 62% of peer-reviewed studies on academic achievement show homeschooled students perform statistically significantly better than those in institutional schools. That comes from Ray 2017. That comes from here. I'm not going to pretend like I can understand that. I'm just going to be looking at the key points. I'm not, I'm assuming that these are referencing studies and things. But the home educated typically score 15 to 25 percentile points above public school students on standardized academic achievement tests. The homeschool students score above average on achievement tests, regardless of their parents' level of formal education and their family's household income. One of the other key points is whether homeschool parents wherever certified teachers is not notably related to the children's academic achievement. So it doesn't matter if you're being home educated by somebody who's formally qualified as a teacher. Regardless, it's still working out for better. So the 35 years of positive academic findings associated with home and education have occurred without tax funding and everything else. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of seeming like, I mean, when we come back up to this top here,
Specs is asking if your stuff's coming from the US or the UK.
This one, I'm assuming this one, because this one, it's a bit difficult though. It says .org. This is the National Home Educational Research Institute. So I'll throw that over there and make sure that it's that one. Oh God, is there a way I can copy that? Let me click on it actually. So is this just states? Yeah, it is just right. That one's just states. So home and schooling in there, at the very least. I'm really struggling to find UK-based data. Can anyone help me out with this and chuck it in the Discord or put a link in the side? That I'm literally not finding. Like, it's all going back to America. Everything.
Oh, dear. It's not even right.
All right, let's have a look. So I'm just trying to get, just going through Google at the moment. It says here that the Durham University and Dr. Paula Rothmell study, the most extensive peer-reviewed academic testing research conducted specifically on UK cohorts. That's what I'm after. Right, let's have a look. Durham University. Let's find the source of that. Submission to Parliamentary Evidence Committee on Education, evidence about home-educated pupils, evidence from... Right, okay, so I'll try and share this. This has come up in the form of like a PDF file. This one seems to be pretty much exactly what we're after, although... yeah, so this was led by a chartered psychologist, Dr. Paula Rothman, through Durham University. Let me get back to StreamYard. Yeah, please, if you don't mind, that'd be really cool. If you could set up a data scraper, then we can scrape the data. And let's do it like that. That'd be absolutely awesome. But submission to Parliamentary Select Committee on Education. So there is sparse academic or peer review research in home education in the UK. So that kind of just concludes that. Evidence from GCSE examinations. I am ahead of a...
we only have them in the UK, don't we?
Yeah, this is the UK, but I literally cannot find... It's weird how America has all of that data, and like there are literally entire websites dedicated to it, and I can't find anything on that. the original point is that I don't think that fucking radical, racist bigots should have the right to radicalize their children and take them out of the formal education system, specifically to ideologically isolate them, which was exactly what he said.
Somebody just waltzed into the chat and offered everybody out.
I think so, yeah. Let me have a look at what we've got now. Discord. All right, thank you so much. So, share this tab instead. Here we go. Homeschooling statistics, UK 2026, insights from 3,000 plus students.
Thank you,
much better. So, let's have a look. Around 1 in 3 homeschooled students said they would prefer to be in school. 10% of school students said that they would prefer to be homeschooled. The grass is always greener, I guess. 51% of homeschooled students would not change their education type. 60% of them. Okay. Say online revision. Okay. So let's look at actual data of who's performing better. Educational type and responses. Who was surveyed? The studies demographics. We've got that there. Learning structure, homeschool students. Okay, we've got those numbers. Academic confidence. All right. Social interaction. Okay. What about results? Where's... I did not intend for this segment to be so fucking long and boring of just silence while I'm reading things that are seemingly unrelated.
All right. We can come back to this if you want, and I'll do just a quickie on some.
I'll be honest with you. There's no point in leaving it here just because we're like this close to it. We'll gruel through it, and then we'll carry on with everything else. Save having to revisit it, come back, and then update or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
So registered homeschool student. It's the growth. Okay. Feel the same. It's about the feelings. I'm not seeing anything about the actual statistics or how they're performing. From across the world, overwhelmingly, it's saying that it's not even comparable. Homeschooling makes for smarter, more independent people. Absolutely. It's a significantly better educational tool the world over. The clanker is clanking. I guess we'll have to. I guess we will just have to come back to that. But yeah, it's not actual giving me any data, which is weird because the rest of the world does. So I'm gonna, for the time being, I am gonna stand by the point that I made and say that it is overwhelmingly a positive thing, and that there's just some people that take advantage of it. And I'd like to on Google. I'm literally
it's worth another look. This if we leave with people arguing, in disagreement over a subject, then we'll certainly come back to it after a deep dive.
This is it. So, literally, the world over, overwhelmingly, it's a positive thing. We'll find out what this one country specifically is, because it's, for some reason, we just don't produce that data. So we'll have to come back to that. And I think the next part of Audit Corner that I want to do is I want to take us over to our friend Annie Says. I got a chance to speak to Annie Says on TikTok. We had a good conversation. I was trying to, understand how it is that she copes with auditors and the level of abuse and things that she was getting, because it's quite extraordinary. So we did have a good chat over there, and that was quite fun. And I hope to be able to have more conversations with her and possibly even lure her into a conversation here on this platform. But
it's a shame I missed that. I missed your conversation. Yeah,
you wouldn't have been able to get onto it anyway, Dad. I had a huge problem. It took me about an hour with shit internet to actually even get, or maybe less than that slightly, but it's not easy. TikTok, I'll say it. We're on TikTok. It's going great. Loving it. There's one of the videos got 150,000 views at the moment. It's awesome. It also is an app. It's the worst app I've ever encountered. It is dog shit. I cannot stand that app. It fucking sucks. I won't be doing any more lives and things on there. It's just shit. I can't do it from my tablet, from my laptop for stars. It just says, you want a laptop? No, you can't do it here. You can't join anyone else's live from a laptop. Why? No reason. No reason. We just don't want you to. So that kind of now.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah,
I'm lucky because I've got a laptop as well. Fuck them.
So that sucks, but we'll show. But we had it was worth it to have a conversation with her, and to be able to, to show solidarity with her. And in the name, in the spirit of showing solidarity with Annie, we're going to watch one of the videos now and give it a quick review.
Oh, go on.
This is aimed at an auditor, which is why it's in Audit Corner. And here we're going to see DP Audits mocking Muslim auntie. Let's have a look.
Ew. Do you recognise that mug over there? Yes, it's DP flipping Audits.
Ew, indeed. Paul Dunbar for those in the back, if you didn't know.
Double ew.
And if you remember correctly, he's been joining forces with Marty Blackburn, Ryan Ferguson, to literally terrorise me when I was at my weakest point. I'll play the video later if you guys remember to head over to the YouTube Annie Says More. I'll rehash that video just as a reminder of exactly what he did. But today, we're going to watch another video. We're going to watch DP Audits and these little chummies.
Special thing by J.O.
Oh, sorry, it was all messing up. Yeah, so I love Annie to pieces. I think she does an incredible job. Just talk a bit faster, just a bit.
No, she's cool.
Targeting a random Asian auntie walking down the road saying the foulest stuff about her, and then they posted it online. So let's watch that together. And like I said, if you're really interested in the after conversation, head over to Annie Says More, and we'll be discussing this and looking at some of the other stuff that DP Audits has done. Yes, there is a problem in this country between the right and the left, but what you find is people like DP Audits have gone from auditing the police to auditing Muslim and black and brown folks.
Yes, they have. Original auditing, Dad, as we all know, the chat, everyone. Original auditing was an activist thing. It was genuine protest, and it was holding overstepping powers to account. Long have the police been snatching cameras off of people while recording them doing something illegal. Not since the auditors stepped up. And I completely agree with the original premise of auditors when it was just about police. It's something different now. It's racist. It's bigoted. It's fucking starting fights and causing social division for clicks and money, and it's having profound impacts on our society.
Content farming. They do this merely for the grift. They're not patriots. They don't care about the people of the UK. They're in it for that. So anyway, let's watch the video together, and then I'll see you over on the tube.
Bro, lefty women, think about this. In 15, 20 years time from now, when we're a caliphate because you didn't listen to us, you'll all be dressing like this.
To be honest, it looks like someone put her in the washing machine with all her bed linen, and then like when they pulled her out, she like had it all just went up the outside again.
So there you have it. DP Audits and his little buddies, I haven't figured out who it is exactly yet, sit in their cars like creeps, filming older Asian aunties.
I know that voice.
Business, walking down the road, trying to...
I know whose voice that was. That was BBA.
And then like when they pulled her out.
Scott Chesterman, who is also the same dude who, if I remember rightly, violated a non-molestation order against his partner, and then also was posting things online about how he'd like to kill her. He also runs the Discord that DP was in, posting those gross things, and it was his search history that had the hyper fetishized disabled people porn thing that he was watching in groups with
That's
DP.
the fella indeed.
That's him, isn't it? Yeah, that's that guy. Now he's just recording women on the street.
Solved.
Oh my God!
Don't miss that.
Protect our women, so I could abuse them instead.
I have a theory about this now. I've been developing it.
Well, we had a conversation about it last time, didn't we, Dad? And there's a lot of psychological papers and stuff that's been written on this sort of psychological projection, whereby we see large numbers of offenders, criminals against women and children specifically, are now also the same people like DP, exactly like BBA, who are now saying that no, we need to protect our women and girls. There's been whole papers written about it.
I don't think it goes really deep at all. I think because they're simple people, I don't think it goes deep at all. It's just. Yeah, I'll speak about it another time. We'll have a chat about it again.
But if anyone is interested, we do have a stream exploring the compulsion that these individuals have to turn up at events that safeguard people from the crimes they commit. It's a whole thing. I can't remember what the name of the stream was, but it's all out there. Go and have a look at it, guys. You're going to love it. We've got some great streams out there. Back over to Annie Says. Let's listen to Scott Chesterman and Paul Dunbar.
Think about this. In 15, 20 years' time from now, when we're a caliphate because you didn't listen to us, you'll all...
In 15, 20 years' time, we're going to be a caliphate, everyone. 15 to 20 years' time, it's going to be a caliphate. Fuck my life. This guy is just so paranoid and so fucking dumb.
He's just he's an extremist. He's, we know he is. We watched it happen. He's become an extremist. He's a far-right extremist.
His ideology is most certainly extreme, absolutely, without a doubt. Mass deportations, this guy, his shit is rated E for everyone. He is a full-on white supremacist. Inshallah.
Yeah, he's also best mates with self-confessed Nazis. He's really close mates with them. How can you be a Nazi and a fucking patriot? Why can't they see this? These fucking stupid people. Anyway, yeah, that got deep quickly. No, I got angry,
didn't it? Let's carry on.
All be dressing like this.
To be honest, it looks like someone...
All of us, Dad, even you and me, will also be dressing like that. Bear in mind, when it comes to this country, right, we have religious freedom, right? So this person can choose to wear this dress or not wear this religious dress, right? But they're choosing to do that. That is their choice as a woman. What you're doing is berating a woman that you don't know based on her choice that is afforded to her, as being part of the British system, right? Because we don't know who this person is, where they're from, or anything about them other than they are simply legally conforming and culturally conforming to what this culture and law stands for. This is what being British is about, allowing people the space to be themselves.
Put her in the washing machine with all her bed linen, and then when they pulled her out, she had it all just up the outside.
So there you have it. DP audits and his little buddies. I haven't figured out who it is exactly yet. Sitting there.
We know.
I guessed.
It's Scott Chesterman.
Cars like creeps, filming older Asian aunties just minding their own business, walking down.
If you think that's creepy, wait till you see the stuff of DP where he's outside of a school with a camera. All that time, DP got kicked out of the underwear section of a shop, a clothing shop thing, for recording and stuff.
Kids underwear.
How about that? There's so many.
It was kids underwear.
And the rape threats that he sent as well. He's
See, right. It's just a 1 minute. I promise, no longer than 1 minute. It's simple. There's nothing deep and thingy about this. It's deflection, right? These people are deflecting. We know that half of these people that are arrested at these fucking protests and that and at hotels have been all carry records themselves for fucking domestic abuse or sexual violence or whatever. It's all that stuff. And it's simple fucking deflection. Let's blame these people because the police are looking for us. Let's blame these people. Let's get them to let's say they're the worst at what we do. Let's put them to the top of the list and make the police look for them first, because the longer they look for them, the less they're looking for me. And it's not, they think, because it's not until they get through that list that they'll come for them. But promise them one day, if what they want comes true and they get rid of all these people, then the spotlight's going to turn on them, and then they're in for a fucking shock. But that's how I feel at the moment. That's my theory.
Oh, God. God.
Down the road, trying to get to where they need to, mocking them, mocking the way they look, mocking what they wear, using it as a warning to liberal lefty women. What the hell is going on? It's bad enough. We are seeing these frauditors targeting groups of immigrant men that are just minding their own business in the park, having a little picnic. But to be creeping up on an Asian auntie like that, that's deep. Like, they're targeting the aunties. When DP audits and his little friends go after me, sometimes people make me feel like, oh, it's your own fault. It's because you go on the internet, you give it back. And the Oyo Saba lawyers love to gaslight me in the comment sections or all over the internet. She's a racist. She deserves it. Now she's crying. No, I came on this app to call out racists, not everyday white people that are here as allies that aren't peddling this kind of hate. That's what I'm here to do. And what you need to understand is, even if I didn't do it, even if I zipped it, locked it, put it in my pocket and remained completely silent, I'd still get targeted. What has this Asian auntie ever done? Has she ever confronted the far right? Has she made a TikTok video? Has she run up her mouth? No.
No, her crime was existing. That was it.
Her crime was walking down the street when them dickheads were there. That was her crime. She's absolutely right to say that, this girl, Annie. She's absolutely right to say it. They're already fucking doing it. They're already doing it. Fuckers.
It's absolutely disgusting. Her crime was simply existing. And that is what they hate. The fact that she exists in the way she does here and not somewhere else. Have to be somewhere else. And it comes down to racism. There is no other, like, I hate this thing where they're like DP, for example, aside from making up numbers, he likes to use numbers as like an argument. He's like, well, it's a simple math thing. He's like, basically like quick maths, bro. But he's like, simple math thing. If we get rid of X amount of people, we'll have more stuff for us. It's like, who do you think is the person making the stuff for us? Who do you think is the people that are bolstering up the NHS's numbers in every public service, police, private, like, all of this stuff? Like it's there because like these services aren't. I'm trying to find a better way of saying it. Those services exist as they do, which is they're in terrible shape because of the government, but they exist because of immigration and things like that, because of collaboration. Not because of exclusivity, but because we are a collaborative people, and that's it. Collaboration has anthropologically, when we talk about like in terms of like evolution and everything, it's helped get us not just this country, but get our species to where we are now. Yep. And to sit there and be like, right, if we get rid of all these things, we'll be better. No, things will be much, much, much worse, and that's a concept that they cannot get their head around. Like if we just eject all of the people that make up all of the institutions, businesses, and public services that we have in this country, then we don't have the institutions, businesses, and public services anymore. We just don't. It doesn't mean more money for us. Do you think that's how capitalism works? You are not in a race war. That is not what this is. It is a class war, and you need to get fucking conscious now.
There you go.
Ran over. Back to Annie.
She's got her head down, minding her own business, trying to raise her family, take care of her home, and do what she needs to do, and she's being targeted. So what does it matter if we talk online or we don't? So let me just remind you, I'm going to play the video that DP Audits made about me. I want you to understand how he talks to Muslim South Asian women. And it's not just that. He'll talk to a white woman who he considers to be a lefty the same way. I've seen it online. So if you're the wrong kind of white woman, or you're brown, or you're black, or you're visibly Muslim, this is how DP Audits will talk to you, because it was never about the women or the children.
Called Addy says, oh yeah, listen to this mong here crying about us again.
And you know what? This man as well, using these ableist slurs. I'm sorry, I should have thrown in a trigger warning. I have seen this video and I knew that was going to come. But trigger warning, he says and does some horrible things because he is a horrible human being.
And before, this was never about him. This was about Marty and basically Marty gobbing off at Annie, wasn't it? That's basically what it was. It's never about this fucking little weasel here popping his nose in. Never. Fucking twat. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
And he is fucking, he's just absolutely horrendous, as you're about to see here.
I just got this in the post. That is from my ex-employers, who after 10 months.
Yesterday, I was in a really dark place, receiving that pack, that literal lump of a tree from the NHS saying that we're going to criminalise you for who you are and what you support. That was the straw that, because of my faith and the strength of my need to do my duty, I was okay a little while after. Now, Marty Blackburrow is the same man who attacked me in Shaps.
Oh, you attacked them first. We all know it, and that's why Marty got off with it. Because you come round the back of him and kicked him, it was dark. He was only there 10 minutes. Stop lying, Annie.
He's the same man that the Metropolitan Police did not protect us from. Instead, they arrested us. This man has criminal convictions longer than my freaking arm. This man has been taken to court by several people in the movement up north. This man has put a target on my back. The only time I cry is when I cry for the Palestinians. I don't cry for me. It was my lowest time. He saw that I was vulnerable, that one little push could take me over, and he mocked it. He laughed. He would revel in me unaliving myself, Shabs unaliving ourselves.
And that is exactly what, in my opinion, that's exactly what they're trying to do. So this whole conversation that happened around Annie, where she was getting upset there, and then that was being taken out of context by Marty, so that he could then use it as a way to really rub them into the ground and make them, feel less than they already did. Which was, to be fair, I say they, I mean Shabs as well, because obviously attacked Shabs as well as Annie. But the point I'm trying to get to is that DP was literally not involved in this whatsoever. He just saw that beef between them bubbling up again, as it has done, and then just decided to jump in because Annie is a woman. Annie is Muslim. Annie is brown. So she is a target for these people. They fucking hate her because for the same reason that they were mocking that woman walking down the street that we saw in that video. Do you know why? Because she exists. Because they're racist.
He's pushed us both to the point that we are so... I'm scared. He's put such a target on our backs. You have no idea what he's done to us. And me and Shaz have to just deal with it, and we're not protected, and he keeps going, and he keeps going, and he keeps going.
No. They attacked Marty. I remember that video. They walked up to Marty and they started booting him, so she got arrested for it, and that's why she lost her job. She's a Billy bullshitter. Lefty says, well, I've lost my job. Yeah, right, but the other way around, you'd make us lose a job. What about when Marty was doing the homeless work? Yeah, who was calling up, trying to get him not to be able to feed the homeless and lead out of spite? Probably people.
So now he's now what he's doing is Marty tried to launder his image by doing a campaign of feeding homeless people in his area, which sounds great until you saw the conditions in which the food was being cooked originally. It wasn't, like, he had so many issues with it. His fingers inside of everything. It was disgusting. And I'm not saying that feeding homeless people is wrong. I'm saying that there's a reason why we have charities and things like that, and like standards and everything else. It was disgusting, and that's why.
Also, let me just add, he's got no proof, and he found anybody to complain. Hey, look what he said there. He said, who was it? Not be able to phone not be able to feed the homeless. Probably people like you. So he
What about when Marty was doing the homeless work? Yeah, who was calling up, trying to get him not to be able to feed the homeless and leave?
Who was it? Was it Annie?
That's spite. Probably people like you, Annie. You're a disgrace. All you do is race bait.
Like you, Annie. So he's blaming her for it with the word probably, but he's still blaming her.
He's trying to attribute the fact that Marty's got really dirty fucking hands, and he's possibly the source of salmonella in his area. I'm not even trying to be mean. Have you seen people like Marty and DP audits and that? I'm not even like the hygiene of these people. Like, they are visibly dirty most of the time. You don't want him in and around your food. That's why he's not fucking. That's why people complain and moan about it. Because
nobody will make fucking rubber gloves or silicone gloves for people with 6 fingers anymore. It's just not a thing.
Guy, it is. Yeah. He's like, I can't get the Marty's like, I can't get the gloves past my webbing. I must stick my racist noodles in your fucking broth. Oh God, he's like salad fingers but meatier.
A debate once in your life. Why have you never had a debate once in your life? Because you're thick as toffee. You can't attack the person. You can only attack the argument. I'm glad you've been sacked. You deserve everything you get. You sit online talking about everything.
Do you know what's really funny is that Annie actually had a position to be sacked from, whereas Paul Dunbar was begging outside of Coventry train station before this. Now, I want to talk to the reasons why Paul Dunbar is the way he is. Now, some people, when they go through terrible experiences and they have to do things like begging, right? They're in the height of drug addiction, they're begging, they're relying on the kindness of others. Sometimes that can help people gain empathy, you know what I mean, later on, especially when they come out of it. Like, he only survived because people gave him handouts and things, right? And so you would have thought that would have made for like an empathetic person who connected with his fellow man. Not this racist piece of shit. Nah, he's hoping that other people end up without an income and that they suffer and everything else and be in the same position that he was, possibly begging outside of Coventry train station.
Dear me. He's lovely, isn't he?
Lovely.
Everyone being racist, race baiters, grifters, while you do the exact same thing yourself. The only content you've got is slagging people like us off because you're thick as toffee again.
No, she is an anti-racist campaigner. She is a pro-Palestinian activist. She is a reporter and journalist. It is her job to talk about the racist, weirdo bigots with a gap so big in between their teeth you could fit a fucking bus. And I know I shouldn't be doing it. I know I shouldn't. But these are the sorts of people, this person here, right, who has just neglected everything about himself to the point where he's now a hateful, hurtful little gremlin. And it's almost like Darth Vader, but without any aura or any sort of like coolness, where he's like just everything about him's melted away, and all that's left is this evil, disgusting core. All the goodness has been washed away. That's what happened with DP audits. Good God.
Absolutely nothing to you. So I'm glad you've lost your job. Leftist ideology in the NHS is destroying us. And in
leftist ideology in the NHS. The NHS is leftist ideology.
It was created by leftist ideology. What the fuck? He's docile, isn't
This
he?
is what happens when you spend half your life on drugs outside of Coventry train station, begging for money, never learning anything about anything, and then someone says, "Hang on a minute, mate. Here's a camera and there's a pre-made audience for you to go and grift." He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a fucking idiot, this guy.
If he was cattle, he'd be the one that the farmer has to send out. The one that when they've called all the other cattle in, there's one missing. The farmer has to send the dog out to fetch the stupid one in. It happens all the time. DP is the human equivalent of that cow, the one that gets lost or tangled in the wire or whatever when it's tea time. Yeah, that's him.
But I swear to God, right now, I'm somebody who has slept rough, right? I've done that shit. I get it. It's hard. It's rough. And I'm not trying to do him down because he's done that. I'm just saying that I'm surprised that somebody who's had to rely on the generosity of strangers of all colours and creeds and ethnic. I wonder if when they dropped him a couple of quid, he was like, I don't want your couple of quid. That probably, like, you know what I mean? He wasn't ever like that. But what he's done is he's seen that there is this market of grifting that he can get into, and I fully believe that if it wasn't for auditing, he would still be outside Coventry train station. So the NHS is obviously a left-wing idea. It could be nothing else. Nothing else in its political origins, its philosophy. Like, healthcare itself isn't inherently left-wing. I get that. The NHS is. Like, he is just, if it had said healthcare, maybe that would have been a bit different. But he specifically was like, left-wing ideology in the NHS. Bro, the NHS is left-wing ideology. Fuck it, learn something. Anything.
The rest of the civil service, so boo money, go somewhere else. Oh, yeah.
Like I said, if they're targeting our mothers, our sisters, our aunties, our grandmothers on the street when they're minding their own business, I'm going to make it my mission to keep exposing them. If men in our communities cannot understand what is happening right now, then I will take that on my shoulders. We can't control the conversations that people have in private. I'm sure people say the most awful things, but to film it and to post it online, that's where we draw the line.
And that is exactly where we draw the line. And she has a fantastic conclusion at the end of this video. I encourage you all to watch it properly. We're going to put it in the chat there. But that pretty much concludes Audit Corner. I think you're absolutely spot on, Annie. Absolutely. What do you think, Dad?
Oh, absolutely. The girl's a bloody hero. She's been consistent all the way through. Yeah. Her enemies are the same. There are enemies. And we're just ordinary people. There you go. So what are you up to?
Right, well, we've got a bit of a lull in the stream. I've messaged you on your messenger, nothing to do with me. I've been asked to pass a message on to you. So if you could do that, that'd be amazing. Just have a look at that. You don't have to do anything. No, I don't know what's been said either. One of my sisters has said I can't get hold of Dad and everything else. Can you pass this message on? So I've done that.
Oh.
Check the post while we're in the in-between segment bit. We might as well check that post. Let's have a look. Let's go over to G Block. If you're not already, guys, go and subscribe. G. As soon as I type in G, it comes up Block. Eh?
Oh, go on. I've still got a story, so haven't I?
Yeah. We've still got stuff to go through in that. But I think if you could just reply to my sister and then, yeah. Sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. I've been trying to say we're alive at the moment, and it's like people don't understand what life means. They're like, anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, it does deserve a review. Do you know what? Let's have a look at it now. Do you know what, Dad? I'm gonna have to. 1 second. I'm getting phone calls. I am. Are you getting one as well?
Yeah, I've got.
Sorry about that. I'll let you do your thing, Dad, and I'll bring up.
I'll be with you in a minute. Yeah, just take a minute.
All right, you'll take a minute. I'll put you in the back. Bring yourself back whenever you're ready. So go on then. Let's have. I got tagged in a post that my notifications haven't shown me, so we're going to have a gander at it right now. 3 racist bonces only have energy for women. I've seen this dude before, you know.
So my people, we've got 2 bacons, and these bacons, there's bacon 1. Obviously, this is a bacon called DP.
I haven't seen this video. This is a complete blind reaction to me. This is bacon 1, Paul Dunbar. And as you can see in the comments there, that at the bottom here, Auditor sends rape threats to anti-racist family. The very same.
Audit 1 bacon, and we got another bacon called Marty. Was it Marty Blackburn? This is another bacon, man.
He's definitely bacon all day. Do you know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to stick it out. Do you want to... No pressure at all. I don't know if you're busy or not, bro, but let me know if you want to. If you want to jump up while I'm in between segments and, yeah, come review it with me. I'll drop a link out there for you. Oh, apparently I've done it twice. There we go. So there's a link out there. If you want to come up just while I'm in between segments, I've got like loads of other pre-written shit that I need to get to. But like while we're in between segments, we could definitely have a laugh with this.
These bacons have a lot of energy for women.
Yes.
Have a lot of energy for women. Obviously, you know already, far right, extreme racists. Obviously, they've been putting a lot of pressure on Annie. To get me, like trying.
Wow! I can't wait to see this. Yes, sound mate. Yeah. Yeah, whenever you can, man. Yeah, jump up with me. We'll go through it together.
To push multiple flipping narratives. Like Annie has been going back and forth, and obviously Annie kind of broke down not too long ago, just saying that she don't feel safe. You get me? And let me kind of just show you who this bacon is. This guy. This is.
God! Protect our women and kids. Starring Marty Blackburn. He was the same dude that was calling Shabs. I think it was Shabs or someone else. Anyways, it was I can't remember who it was, but it was racially motivated. And I've got it in my head that it was possibly Shabs, but he was calling like brown women monkeys and things. Like this guy is just fucking vile. He was advocating for shooting asylum seekers as they were coming in on boats and stuff. Like murder them, women, kids, man, don't care, just murder them. Like he's just fucking horrendous. But I tell you who isn't. I tell you who isn't horrendous. We've got a good dude on the stage. How you doing? How you doing? Yo, not much. Let me just try and turn you up a little bit. I'll see if I can't. What have you got written in your thing there? Leaky Gammons what? Leaky Gammons Don there.
Over the place, innit, man? These fucking Gammons, man. Always fucking crying at something. Yeah?
Oh. Try and say something
Yo,
again.
can you hear me still?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh yeah, I said these Gammons, the Gammons always crying about something, man. That's why they're leakygammons.net.
Always. Have you seen this video yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
All right, so mate, yeah, anytime you want me to pause, we'll hit pause.
As soon as you started mentioning these guys' names, I'm like, God damn, that's JOJ's ops. Let me call that JOJ real quick. Yeah.
No,
but go on then, bro.
It didn't get the tag. It didn't come up in my notifications. It'll happen in like 3 weeks from now. There we go. Professional victims. We can hear you, G Block. Right then, let's crack on with this then. So yeah.
This is who he is, you get me? And he said over the past year, whilst tens of thousands of innocent Palestinians has been subject to horrific Israeli, anyway, Martin and Michael, two YouTubers, auditors, has repeatedly targeted, doxed and harassed pro-Palestine activists. Obviously, today, the 20th of December, 2024, as activists left Leeds Magistrates Court after attending a hearing, the two hounded the group, chasing them around the building to film them. Scumbag. So this is who he is.
Fucking smack you up now, mate. What? Let's fucking go, Russ. Let's go.
This dude calls himself a fucking an independent journalist,
Who's that guy?
That one that was talking right there, that is Marty Blackburn. He is Pinnacle Audits, I think he is on online. Marty Blackburn is just the scummiest of scum. He has terrorized specific individuals and Palestinian protests the nation over to the point he's been arrested multiple times, charged for some, got off with others. You know how he is. He's just a fucking the typical auditor, like proper scumbag. He's that much of a grifter. He was even like his son had a horrible accident on his uncle with like there was like an electric scooter. His uncle had his uncle of the child, which would be Marty's brother, who is another auditor, had Marty's son on this scooter, no safety equipment whatsoever. Naturally, like with these scooters, little kids shouldn't be on them, let alone two on them at the same time. They crashed, and this lad suffered some very, very quite serious at the time. You know, I believe he's recovered quite well now. But at the time, he had some very serious brain trauma and was having to wear nappies and stuff. And the only reason I know this is because Marty was taking pictures of his son with tubes in him and like bandages around his head, all beaten and bruised, wearing nappies, and posting him online so he could get more clicks.
He was grifting. Hey, Billy.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, mate. All the better for seeing you online. Good to see you.
Jeez, come on. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's get these gammons leaking.net.
I was just bathing in gammon tears.
Yeah. Jeez. I got a flipping gammon jacuzzi out back.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. This guy, I'm glad this is. They're getting the publicity they deserve this time. Not just the publicity they make, but to see.
It's not just us, Dad. It's everyone now. It's like a whole thing. Everyone's talking about them. Political custard.
Picking it up is fantastic. It's great to see you.
I mean, more infamous than famous.
Yeah, it's infamy rather than being a celebrity of some sort. But we'll crack on with this one here. There's a post here. It says, over the past year, while tens of thousands of innocent Palestinians have been subject to documented horrific war crimes carried out by Israel, YouTube auditors have been known to target, provoke, dox, harass, and threaten pro-Palestinian activists.
Yep.
And
you know how much money you lot made for me this year? A fucking hell of a lot. Oh yeah, nice one, mate. You won't be doing that if you won't film it. What? I'll fucking smack you out pin now, mate. What?
That's the thing. He's only got energy for people that he can have energy. He could never do that, man. Ever. Respect.
And he doesn't. Whenever people get, whenever men get mouthy in his face, suddenly he's a reasonable man. Mad how that works, isn't it?
No.
It's just a pussy.
Let's fucking go, Mus. Let's go. Square up to me, Mus.
Go away. Go away.
What? You just flapped it, you little pussy. Pussy. Pussy boy. They're all racists. All racists. Racist scum.
He does look like he needs a good old wash, though. Doesn't he? Look.
Sorry.
That's interesting. In order to get other people, like the shopkeepers, to hate these people, he's calling them what he is. Do you get
They're
what I
all
mean?
racist.
They're all racist. When
Pussy
he's
boy.
racist, and he knows he is.
It's because he knows
that's
the
amazing. That's amazing how he try and get someone into trouble for being what he is. That's amazing. Go on. Sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. He's doing that thing. This is psychological projection. This is why this same man will also claim to be a protector of women and children, and yet harassing and bullying women terribly. In person, he's assaulted. He's attacked Annie. I've seen him with my own eyes punching things out of her hand, elbowing her before she ever even touched him. And yet he's this guy. And I don't know what happened to G Block there. Shout out to G Block. Might be a signal issue or something, but hopefully we get you back on for this. But yeah, as you can see, this man's just scummy as scum. It's psychological projection. The same reason he says these are all racist is the same reason he stands in crowds that say that they're there to protect women and children. It's because that's what they are.
That just blew me away that he would accuse other people of being what he is in order to get a third party to hate them. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
Paul from Newcastle has got a brilliant one here. How many grifters does it take to change a light bulb? Send £10 for the answer. I love it. Oh, I love it. A woman who gave birth to me raised me. So his mum, my carer, the woman who gave birth to me and raised me, taught me human values and raised me into the man I am today. Love you so much, Mum. I know she doesn't watch the streams, but she knows I love her. And that's how we should be treating our mothers, brothers, sisters, even when they're not even our mothers or brothers or sisters. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when they're not out, especially when they're not ours. Be kind.
So cool. And as it happens, he's a lovely chap. His mother raised a lovely chap.
In a world where you can be a scumbag and make money, be kind. Just be kind.
Yeah.
Yo, yodely, yo, he's back. Mic check.
Yo, yeah, sorry, my bad. I just got a phone call, man.
No, no worries, no worries.
Got a phone call, mate.
You missed out on a joke. Someone said, how many grifters does it take to change a light bulb? Send £10 for the answer.
They're all racists! All racists!
And he pause it there, pause it there.
He does look like
You know what I've noticed here is that obviously these men do the they'll say to you what they're actually really offended by, innit? So they just keep shouting like, you're racist, you're racist. They actually hate when people call them out for being racist.
That's exactly because you didn't hear what I was just saying. I was saying basically exactly what you said, only, and it took me about 1.5 times more words.
Yeah,
absolutely. He was getting to get those people into the shop to hate those people he stood in front of. He called them what he actually is, racist. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
He don't like being labelled as a racist himself. That's why he's trying to get the racists out there before they can switch it on him. And then obviously, if anyone turns around and looks and says, look at the group that he's calling a racist, and then looks at him, yeah, who do you think that they're most likely to suspect of being a racist? You know what I'm saying that?
Well, that he'd have the nerve to do that. Yeah. That's blown. I can't believe these people.
Nuts, aren't they? We'll hit play and see what else this gold man has got for us. That fucking neckbeard of his, motherfucker, looks like Amish audits.
Where did you go? Oh, there he does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Just fucking outrageous, man. Either build a barn or shave the fucking neckbeard, bro.
Fucking build a barn. That's
I'm going to rejoin you because I'm having trouble hearing, man.
All right, mate.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep it open for you. Build a barn. Isn't that a bit fucking Amishist?
No, I'm just saying this motherfucker looks Amish as you can get. He is Amish audits.
So I'm sure the chat will tell you if you're being an Amishist.
Perhaps I'm being auditorist.
Build a barn. I watched that a couple of weeks ago. You know, I did watch them doing that, building a barn, then all getting together and lifting it up between them.
Incredible fucking people. Incredible way of life.
On the fucking road, round through a junction, and fucking off they trotted with this barn.
What's weird as well is that he looks Amish, but could you get this guy to do any sort of work or labour? No, you couldn't. Like he's
this guy.
Yeah.
He probably couldn't hit a barn with a brick. This guy. Oh,
did you put Veli backstage, or did he come back?
No, he said he was going to refresh it to see if he could hear better.
Yo, yeah, I had to rejoin because I couldn't hear. Yeah, I can hear a little bit better now.
There you go.
I don't know. I think StreamYards have changed the settings.
Yeah,
fucking always fucking about it, man. They changed the settings, so it's like
always updating.
Sounds like I'm on a phone now.
So let's see what that guy's got to say. You going to play some more of it or what?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was you interrupting me.
Oh, okay. Ow. Hang on, that worked in reverse. Huh. We can't hear it, by the way.
You can't hear it at all, because I can.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I thought it was just me. That's why I rejoined. I'm like, I can't hear it.
But no one said nothing in the chat, and you were reacting.
I can see a volume fucking slider as well.
It started off, we could hear everything, and then it just went.
Dad, did you do anything to a volume slider somewhere?
Nope. I said you could see one, but it was, I don't know.
I can't hear it. People in the chat can't hear either.
Well, I have to say, I don't feel
anymore. Is it working now?
Like I'm suffocating.
Yeah,
I can hear it now.
Yeah.
Quiet. And now this. I've really had enough. There's only so much one person can take. I've been trying so hard for so long, and it just...
Can you pause
I'm
for 1 sec?
tired.
Well, I have to say, I don't feel like I'm suffocating. I don't feel like I'm
Hey, Joe,
not
can you pause it a
winning.
sec?
I don't feel like I'm going to be unalived.
Luke, can you
No,
pause?
you're not. But
Yo, yes, I
this is
see
one of
that.
them ones. Neither is Annie. So don't ever think you can keep on putting pressure on the sister.
I'm sorry, 1
Respectfully.
second. What were you saying?
I think he was away from the computer. Yeah, you see, I would advise back and forth with any of the far right lunatics, yeah. Especially if you're a female, the last thing to do online is show them any sort of tears or anything like that, because it's basically playing into their hands of what they want to actually achieve, innit? They want to see you visibly upset, shaken, or even scared. You know what I mean? Like Bouncer's saying, these dudes ain't gonna go and confront no dudes that's the same size as them or bigger and start talking to them in the same way that they're speaking to this lady. Of course they're not, because they're little bitches, innit, man? So why would they do that? Do you know what I mean? That so
And this,
don't ever give them the pleasure of showing them that you're upset or whatever.
The only time well, see, it's hard though, isn't it? See, like at one point I was like, I said something like, "Oh, Annie was like, just like, maybe she shouldn't have showed that she was upset or whatever." But she's a fucking human being, like, and she's getting so much shit that it's only natural for her to do that. But naturally, these scumbags, like, they love to target brown women specifically. They cannot get enough of it. The browner, the more of the, you know what I mean? Like, they love it. They absolutely love it. It's their bread and butter. It's what puts beans on their toast, mate. But the thing I find really strange, like we were talking about how like they bottle it when it comes to men. Like, I've seen these people like DP and all that in like car parks where there's one man and like a bunch of them surrounding him, and they're all mouth until the other guys come over, and then it's like, oh, we're very reasonable now. I've seen two orders fighting each other. AY and DP, I've seen them fighting each other, and fucking both of them couldn't turn up to that event on their own. They had to bring extra people and shit, and then like, they're just fannies. He literally was crying at the end, going, "I'm sorry, don't hit me again, I'm sorry."
I watched that with you. We reviewed that.
Yeah.
We reviewed that. That was fucking quite funny.
Oh, fucking
I feel amazing. I feel really, really good and positive. All my platforms are growing at a bloody fantastic rate. The money keeps coming in. My family's healthy. I'm not.
Yeah. What about the social services, though? Are they still knocking on your door? Because they were doing it a lot last time I saw it. In fact, he keeps making content on slamming door on social services face. I strongly think this individual is going to fucking end up in some sort of serious predicament with that.
Being a I don't know, what do they call it? A shock streamer, one of these shock streamers or whatever. It's only gonna last for so long, isn't it? Like, so yeah, you might be able to get a little bread from it now, why they only care about how many views people get or whatever. But the YouTube rules change all the time, innit?
Not sustainable.
Yeah. Once Donald Trump's out of here, the far right are finished.
Yeah. And he's got no fucking transferable skills either. I mean, who would employ that? You've seen what he's like. Fucking hell, bouncing around, offering people out. Women.
It would be a foreigner that would have to offer him a job anyway, man. So fucking, you know what I mean? He got to fucking work for a foreigner. Right.
It's fucking wild, isn't it? It's just absolutely wild. But it's not sustainable. It can't go on like this. And yeah, we'll see how it ends.
Depressed.
Yeah, and they're just like little crackheads just running about trying to threaten women and all that sort of stuff there. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how long that's going to be sustainable for.
Like, it just isn't. It can't be. Like, this is just like, it's nothingness. Like, here I go. I want to get to the DP bit as well now. We've heard his bit on. Skip over it.
Again. Do you see where I'm going with this? All these Muslim men are making videos about ICSI, but I tear because I don't support a genocide.
Anyway, my people, look. This is what's currently going on. You get me? Currently happening. And this is another one. This is another bacon.
But
job because I'm a race-baiting grifter called Annie Says. Oh, yeah, listen to this mong here crying about us again.
I just got this in the post. That is from my ex-employers, who after 10 months.
Yesterday, I was in a really dark place, receiving that pack, that literal lump of a tree from the NHS saying that we're going to criminalize you for who you are and what you support. That was the straw that, because of my faith and the strength of my need to do my duty, I was okay a little while after. Now, Marty Blackburn is the same man who attacked me in Shabs.
Oh, you attacked them first. We all know it, and that's why Marty got off with it. Because you come round the back of him and kicked him, it was dark. He was only there 10 minutes. Stop lying, Annie.
He's the same man that the Metropolitan Police did not protect us from. Instead,
I'll skip over it. I want to hear what Bouncer's got to say, see if he's got any, because we watched that bit before.
Lost the job. She's a bit lefty tits. Whoa.
Hey, DP, all that suck your mum, man. Stop chatting. Look.
Suck your mum, DP. Straight up, I approve this message. Suck your mum.
Do what I realize with you lot, yeah? You look, you just have energy for women. That's what you got. You can see it. Like, you're quick to make a thing. You see, I can see Ryan Ferguson sharing things. Bro, we know about Ryan Ferguson. He's a he goes into prisons to go and visit bro. These are your people. You get me? You're all lovers, respectfully.
I've lost me. Go somewhere else.
So you know that Ryan Ferguson. Well, you know of that Ryan Ferguson guy, innit?
Yeah. Neo-Nazi.
So he went to jail to visit a convicted nonce.
Yeah, so Jack Renshaw of National Action is a convicted terrorist and paedophile. I think 14, 13-year-old boys and stuff, which coincidentally, the same age that Ryan Ferguson met Jack Renshaw when Ryan Ferguson was associated as a teenager, 13, 14 years old, with National Action. They all got arrested. Jack Renshaw knew that the police were about to, drop a bombshell about his paedophilic ways. So that was when he decided that he was going to go and kill that MP. He was arrested, failed to do so, thankfully. He was arrested and sent to prison. Ryan Ferguson goes to visit him in prison. Now, he has since said that was a one-time thing and it was on behalf of lads of the other group because they wanted some answers. Sounds reasonable. It isn't. It's weird. There is no thingy, but we'll put that to one side. Since then, during Operation Raise the Colours, Ryan Ferguson's been out giving a hand. And while being recorded, putting up flags and stuff, he got a phone call and he answered it going, "Hello, Jack Renshaw. Let me update you on what we're doing about, Raise the Colours and stuff." I'm paraphrasing, but he uses his name. So he is in current contact with that paedophile. Thank you so much, Crowcrag, for the extra 5 gifted subs. You did some before, and I don't know if I actually said thank you. Please, thank you so much, man. You're a superstar. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Crowcrag, man, so much.
Big up, mate. What an absolute legend. But yeah, Jack Renshaw and Ryan Ferguson are part and parcel to this day, currently in contact.
Wow.
Madness, isn't it?
But wait, it's that protect our women and children. This man don't care about boys. Protect our women and children.
Well spotted.
Oh, do you know what I mean?
Pretty well spotted.
You man are extra bacon, crispy bacon, mate.
All the way through and through. There is nothing. You cut these, man, they bleed gammon. That's all they are.
You're on the mark, though. That was good.
What's this?
Look at him. Look, far right, all our sons. Look, I don't even know. He's a mess.
And I want to say, I'm going to take some credit here. Did you know, Veli, we're the reason why Searchlight got to break that story?
Yeah.
Yes, that was it.
I do know, because you've been on job with doing these stories on these weirdos, so people do pay attention. They just haven't given you the credit for some of this stuff here, because obviously, you're a bit of a smaller
even
platform.
If it wasn't, like this story might not have come directly from observing my content, but because I was running with it first, and I was talking about it. DP and his girlfriend got in the chat and was like, it wasn't like that. This other person sent other stuff first, and it was like, wait, have you just confirmed that this is DP? So that forced DP then to have to go and post about it and explain his side of things, which means that he confirmed it was his emails. So Searchlight ran for it.
God, mate. You're not the smartest cunt, is you?
No, they're not. They're really not. They're not the brightest tools in the box, like at all.
Proper mess. This might not even be. Let's check to see if it's actually real. To be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's check to see if it's real.
Oh yeah.
Check
It wasn't
it's
him.
real.
That it might be him. Then it was him.
Can't make this stuff up, man. But yeah, man, I had to make this post, man. I had to, the link on it.
Yeah, it's a real thing. That's him.
Oh, look.
And that's these people. That's who they are. That's what they do.
That's an honest man's reaction to that face.
DP is Arrested Development in motion. Talks like a child. Luckily, for some comedic value, he thinks he is a genius. The gift that keeps on giving.
And he does. Sorry, he does too. You know, his chat. The people in the chat keep telling him that he's a top. What do you call it?
Journalist or investigative fucking.
Oh well, all that stuff. Yeah, he's top at everything, and so he actually believes it. They've told him he's a great debater because he talks fast, even though he talks shit. He talks fast. They think that's impressive. So okay, let him believe that. Let him believe it.
Absolutely. Well, I wanted to. Is there anything else that you wanted to jump up and say, Velly? We've got a couple of pre-written bits that we're going to get through just before 5:30, and then we jump off to a Discord party.
Nah, that's it, man. I'm all done still. I've got to fly off anyway still, so I'll keep listening in from the chat.
I appreciate it, mate. It's always good to have you supporting that in the chat, and always good to have you on stream and stuff. We'll make this into like a fun little video. We'll post it, tag you. You'll get like a link thing. I'll send it on your Discord, mate. No worries.
Love and peace. Black live streams matter, mate.
Absolutely.
Live streams matter, mate.
Live streams matter.
I say nothing, man. Big up, Unc. Big up, J.O.
Big up, lad. You take care.
Peace. Peace to everyone in the chat, man. Rise up.
Peace.
Hey, it's always good to have Velly on, isn't it?
Yeah, he's cool. Cool dude.
So we've got half an hour, Dad. Do you want to quickly run through? Should we go through Brainy Burke and positive news story? I've still got a
half an hour. Oh,
Dad, we've got half an hour left. Shall we save the positive news story and the Burke alert and go straight to streamer beef?
Yeah. You know I love that stuff.
Right, let's do that. I've got a pre-written thing which I'm going to get out first, and then we'll crack on.
Right, I'll mute. You tell me when I can unmute, okay?
Yeah, I will do. Right, okay. And I had a thing someone was saying about like they know who the person that Annie was trying to identify was, and that'd be worth messaging her on TikTok. Do it. It was Scott Chesterman. She was asking who it was. Message her. It was Scott Chesterman, BBA, and you can Google his name. He's very Googleable too. Right. So I want to get into So we're going to do that one then. Let me make sure I've got all my things up and ready. I've also got like musical jokes and things that I've got planned. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Right. But we're going to have a laugh and we're going to get it done. In the Me Dad section, streamer beef. I'm going to change the background because we can do that here. And then I've got a video to play, so we'll do that. All right then. Are you ready, Dad?
Born ready.
Right, I'll take the lead. If you want to have a look in Discord to see where my sort of script ends, it's the last one there. You'll know exactly when to jump in.
What? Oh, okay.
In the Me Dad section at the very bottom, that's the last part. That's where I'll. That's this piece now.
I was just going to eat me chocolates, right?
You don't have to eat your chocolates. Do both.
No. Well, no. In where is it? Right. What's it in? Links.
Me Dad section on Discord.
Me Dad. Alrighty.
The last one there, that's what I'm going to be reading out. As soon as I finish reading that out, you'll know when I'm approaching the end and you'll be able to chip in and do your thing. So, Here we go.
Now, this isn't your ordinary gammon. This is a stunning piece of pork that we've brined, boiled, and basted to perfection.
Streamer beef. Streamer beef. Today, we're going to be cooking up some gammon. Now, we're going to be roasting this gammon. No, welcome to A Couple of Burks Does Streamer Beef. As YouTubers, we thought we'd engage in a little bit of beef between this channel and whoever the fuck wants it, really. It's a silly segment. It's not too serious, but it is here for a reason. We're a small, left-leaning channel who operate in the sort of far-right side of YouTube, if you will. Most of our content is framed around the far-right scene and the various idiots and grifters that make it up. And as such, we get a lot of other channels making content about us. Usually, and I mean this honestly and sincerely, it's usually nonces, domestic abusers, or people who have threatened to burn down schools. You know, the far right. And so, while we're still a small channel, we thought now is probably the only time we'll get away with it. And so we made this segment to respond and to talk about the various different streamers who have taken it personally that we simply exist. And yeah, I think that at the moment, because we are such a small channel, it can still be counted as punching up. We wouldn't be doing this about, you know, if the positions were reversed, because there is a power dynamic there. And that's what we're fighting against. Oh, I heard a thing then. So, first up, we're going to be talking about scammer and far-right shitbag extraordinaire, Mr. In-Between News, a.k.a. Ray. Now, this particularly low-down streamer has had an obsession for ages.
No.
What? Sorry, Dad. I'm going to put you in the back. I think you were talking to your dog, and I'm going to start that bit again just a little bit. But first up is far-right scammer and shitbag extraordinaire, Mr. In-Between News. Now, this particularly low-down, dirty streamer has an obsession with us for ages. Think if Baby Reindeer morphed with misery, and you still wouldn't have the same level of dedication that we have had from this streamer. So listen up, because here's the story. It's about a little guy that lives in the ACOB world. And all day and all night, and everything he sees is ACOB, like him, inside and outside. ACOB is his house with an ACOB little window and an ACOB Corvette. And everything is ACOB for him, himself, and everybody around him. Because he doesn't have anybody.
Listen.
Sorry, I couldn't resist it. I had to. I couldn't resist it. But it is literally that. He is that dude. Mr. Nothing in between the ears. Absolutely. All of that. So this one is a special one, and we shouldn't really feed the trolls. But it's our bridge that he keeps coming to. And boy, oh boy, is he a hungry one. So if we don't feed him, he's probably just going to terrorize the good townsfolk and steal several IQ points from unsuspecting passers-by. It's what he does. So this is our burden to bear, and bear it we will. We've talked about this guy before, and it feels good to have a segment this cathartic and just chat some shit. But we really wanted to start in a place that we know and catch you up on the beef, basically. So recently, he's made some posts saying that he was giving away his channel. But because he's a child in an adult's body, he basically wrote, not really, and then shrunk it so small that you can't see it, which nobody did, including us. So we just went off what the idiot was saying. And it's like the time that he pretended to sue us. Like, he told us to lawyer up, more or less. And then we laughed at him because it was stupid. And then because he has zero social skills or ability to understand when he's being laughed at, he thought us laughing at him was actually us being scared. He's really fucking weird, Dad. Are you back with us?
I am, yeah. I am.
You are indeed.
I saw that. Yeah, Mr. Whatever he's called, between my butt cheeks. He, I saw that thing about him giving his thing away, giving the whole thing away. Eh?
He's not. If you heard what I was saying at the beginning, so he isn't.
Yeah, no, I heard that.
Oh, sorry.
I'm saying like when I first saw it, I thought, do you know what? Who the hell would have that? It's like your mate coming round, knocking on your back door and going, "Here, I've got a rotting fish for you. Don't tell anyone. I gave it you." And toddles off and gives you a bag of rotting fish. It's what the fuck would you do with this? I mean, yeah.
Right.
What the fuck? There would be no value there anyway.
So this is what it was supposed to be. And if you can see here, there's like a little line there, and that's where he puts it in like really small writing. He's not actually going to be doing it. The reason why I brought this up originally on my page was because I was talking about the scam that he was doing. I thought it was a bit weird that he was leaving YouTube, which obviously he isn't. He said he isn't now. It was all some sort of ruse that tricked everyone, including his audience. I don't get it. It's stupid. The guy's just fucking so dumb. But he said that he was going to be producing this website thing, didn't he? And we've talked at length about it in the past and that, but
the police one, yeah.
Yeah, it brought it up again for me because obviously if he was just leaving YouTube without having, you know what I mean, produced this website, it was crazy. But I put a bunch of questions in my post, and I'll read it out to you what I wrote at the time. So another red flag in the Rate the Police scam saga. The reason why I'm reading this out now to you is because he did a live stream yesterday where he actually read out this thing and went through it all back to front and then deleted it afterwards because he's a crying little shitbag. He's like, oh, no, they can't see what I said. And then they'll talk about it. I will talk about it. But yeah, I saw some of it and he just deletes his stuff straight away. It's fucking wild.
Yes, McPhee, hot or not, but the cops. Yeah.
But yeah, so he started reading this post and he got to the questions that I was asking and they didn't actually answer any of them, which was exactly what I predicted. So we're going to go through it. We'll talk about his response and explain to you why this is a scam, right? So a racist bigot who makes content on YouTube is now apparently offering to give away his channel. So my post went. It sounds interesting, but adds more questions to the growing list surrounding the fake Rate the Police project. This guy asked people to fund a website. So why is there still no website? At this point in the post, when Mr. In-Between was reading it, he was like, well, there is a website. And he's right. There is, in fact, a website called Rate the Police. But you can't actually rate the police or do anything that he said you could do on it. In fact, you can show support. That's it. You can show support. You can click a thing and there's an optional questionnaire. That's it. Thousands of pounds later, 2 GoFundMes, and he's managed to get you a questionnaire that you can develop on Wix for free. I know because I've developed websites that are very simple, basic, that do way more functions than his does, and it is free. I can't stress this enough. It is free to do. He's a liar. So then he said, I said, where is Rate the Police and where's the money gone? After the first GoFundMe, there was another fundraiser. According to his own claims, he still has the money from the first fundraiser, but he says that he never spent it on the website, despite that being the sole reason to gather the funds. Supposedly, he didn't spend it like he said he would, and instead it's still sitting there. Why? He tried to answer that as well. He said, because obviously if you're fundraising, you know, he's making a website and he's gone, right, it's going to cost X amount to do X amount. So he's worked out what is going to be costed, what actions need to be taken and how much that costs. He then set a price, put out a fundraiser to meet those actions for that cost. He then took the money and never spent it on the thing that he said he was going to. He says it's in a savings account within his own account. I didn't know that you could have savings account in a current account. I think he means current account. But nevertheless, that was his answer. He says that he just has it. And he sort of fumbled and he stopped reading around here because he realized the point I was getting at, which is that it's still exceptionally weird and red flaggy to claim that you have just kept this money for no reason. That you just keep
How long has it taken so far to produce this website?
About a year.
Damn, man, you can do it in 10 minutes. There's people offering to do it for you for free online as long as you stick with the website that the website address that you have. That's it. You can have it. They'll do it. They'll build it for you for free. Okay.
Just to clarify, we can't see the money, of course.
In slightly less than a year.
It's still there. None at all. But trust me, bro, it's definitely still. It was nearly £1,000. He said on the first one, and so that was like nearly a year ago. He did the first one, and then this is his second one now that he's doing. But he's saying that he's done a completely unrelated one, rather than upping the first one and adding to that one. He's done a completely second unrelated GoFundMe. It's not attached to that one at all, even though it's for the same thing. And he's saying that he's still got the money from the first one. He's chosen not to spend it on the thing that he was fundraising for to spend it on. It's important to note at this stage as well that not only does is Rate the Police that easy to just produce, that 12 years ago, people have done far more in terms of functionality, far more It's actually sorry, I got distracted about it when someone saying 16 whole viewers. That's on one of the streams. We have multiple streams open. You're just on the thingy one, aren't you? Either the vertical or the horizontal thing. Anyways, it's
many.
People need to learn how to add. But anyway, this dude here though, not only is this like not going to happen, but it's not an original idea. 12 years ago, 12, 13, and 15-year-olds made Rate the Police app. Before Ray had even conceived of it, it was already real. Before he was pretending, while fundraising, that he was going to build this thing, it had already been done. And guess what? It's free. It was made for free, and it is free to use. It was a result of it was a response to the Ferguson riots in America, I believe. And these children got together and did what Ray has done. It took Ray a year and 2 GoFundMes to not even get as close. Like, they've done it. They've completed it and did it for free 12 years ago. What's taken him so long? It's a scam. So while he was reading my post, he started getting a bit further down about the whole. I started talking about the kids in the functional app. He ignores all that bit because he didn't want his audience to know that. And I said that leaving YouTube doesn't prove that anything fraudulent happened. And what I'm trying to say about that is because he picked up on that and was like, oh, yeah, but you're calling me a scammer. You are a scammer. I'm just saying that you leaving YouTube isn't necessarily tied to your Rate the Police scam. I'm just saying that it's adding extra questions onto the scam pile because you are scamming people. But it's only far-right people, so I guess why do I give a shit? I said, show us the website, show us what was raised, show us what was spent, and explain what happened. He didn't even read those questions out. Instead, he skipped over to the bit at the end where I said, we here at a couple of books laughed our asses off when this racist said that he would sue us in court. We're still waiting and we're still laughing. He then was like, well, I was never going to, was I? Just openly admitting that he is a liar. He just lies. He makes things up. He's fucking so painfully stupid that any interaction with this person is like pulling teeth out without any sort of anesthetic. It's unbelievable. Didn't stop there though. So like he had a whole bunch of posts and things. Where was it now? There was a bunch down here. Not those ones actually. No, it's the more new.
It's also difficult to converse with him because his answers are all fucking chat GPT. It seems to think. I mean, nobody's that fucking what's the word? Verbose. Are they?
No, he's not. He's not. Right, okay, so another thing. So we'll come back to that now then. We'll go to this one here. Let's have a gander. Okay. This is fucking hilarious, Dad. It's funny that you should say about ChatGPT. Because he says, I'm not even thinking for myself anymore. Just banging out whatever ChatGPT shits out. He's literally... So even when we're talking about Russian bots, it turns out that it's not chimp GBT, it's fucking gimp GBT, I'm telling you. But before...
doesn't look like that picture either. He doesn't look like that.
No, this is it. His whole thing is AI. That was it. That's what I was going to say. You know how we were talking about Russian bots and how it looked like there was a vast amount of like the online right that support channels like this are Russian bots. Well, it turns out that even when they're not physically a bot and they're a human, they're still a fucking bot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it's just a bot. It's just bot using bots. It's just fucking stupid. Like this whole thing is that. Like, you can't get dumber than this. Like, relying on ChatGPT to create content for you and do all of that. And, like, I obviously I did a post about it, so he's copied it as I'm doing this, and it's well funny. It's fucking well funny. He's like, he puts the fucking weirdo in the word obsession. Now...
He has got a thing. I'll give him... I mean, he does have a thing. About you?
He does. And I just want to point out that what he did. So Ray has such arrested development. Ray is essentially 4 years old in his brain. I'm not exaggerating. I've had better conversations with my nieces and nephews at earlier stages of development in their life, lower than 3. I'm telling you, I've had better, more coherent conversations. So he does this thing like rubber gluing, like all kids do, where if I say this man has an obsession, he then rubber glues it and goes, no, I don't, you do. So then he started saying, I have an obsession. I just want to point this out. This is 2 days worth of posting. 2 days. This is like 20 different things. 2 days, 48 hours.
About what? Just about you?
Just about me.
Ooh, you're starting to appeal to
2 days. I did one post about him being a scammer, and then he did this to let everybody know that that's not real, and I definitely don't bother him. I've made of these collages, I've made 4 of these involving to now, so 20 per post, 4 of them, 80 different posts. This man is most likely, if we include the ones that are indirectly about me, he doesn't directly say my name, which is what this is, where, you know, this is him directly saying my name, like all of these posts. If we take the ones that were indirectly aimed at me, that were absolutely aimed at me but didn't say my name, we would be looking at, ready for this, well over 100 posts in the last 6 months.
Wow, he does fancy you. Mike Pete's right. He fancies you. Yeah.
Walker behavior. So this is why, to be honest with you, this is why we wanted this, because we don't just get this from him. We get this from a lot of these far righters. Bearing in mind, this guy has a whopping 20,000 subscribers. Why is he so arsed about the opinion of this channel? It's because what we're saying is true. It's real and it's relevant. Otherwise, he wouldn't be arsed. If I was just somebody not making any sense, then he wouldn't be asked. Also, he says in his stream last night about us that the reason he goes at us is because I labelled DP a sexual deviant because of his pornographic habits and, you know, the disgusting fetishized, hyper fetishized, using slurs to describe this, you know, the bodies of disabled people so that they can watch them in a group of Discord. It's wrong. It's disgusting. It is sexual deviancy. Since then, he's also sent rape threats to a man about his children. Right? He's also been outside of primary schools recording the children there to moan about how there isn't enough thingy. He's also been kicked. That man, he got kicked out of the underwear department section of the thingies. That man is a deviant because his type of, like, if you just look at the rape threats and the Discord stuff alone, it isn't normal to do that. That's not normal behavior. That's what deviance is. It means that you've deviated away from what is normal and expected of a person in society. So he got really asked about that at first, which led me to think maybe there was a bit of projection there. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's really weird. He just had this absolute, from day one, that was it. He was hooked. We're like a drug to him. He can't quit us. He's like just every fucking day, something or other. And if it's not, then it's like, you know, 10 posts the next day if he misses one out. It's honestly...
Oh, well.
Yeah,
I mean, what can you say? What can you say? The bloke, yeah, he does, Julian. This is the thing about this fella with, he gets about 20 views on a live, says Julian, which is fair enough. But he's got 20,000 views, and we've got, he's got 20,000 subs, and we've got less than 1,000.
Yeah. And he's obsessed.
We get
like
a response. He does.
We did a show today. We did a show today, and then he's like, he feels fucking stupid. I feel stupid. No, I feel embarrassed that I've ever even known you, that I've spoken to you with my own mouth. That's what I feel embarrassed about. But this guy doesn't understand. Like, when
you've just outed a grifter. That's all. You know, this stuff. He's bouncing.
But here you go, Dad. Here's the best bit. I'm the grifter. Do you remember I said about him doing rubber glue?
Yeah.
I'm the grifter. I'm the narcissist, and I'm the online bully.
What narcissist? He's being a daffodil. Sorry, narcissi. But being a narcissist, that's him and one or two others that we've attracted. They are absolute narcissists. And however big their channel is, they can't get over one or two comments by this teeny tiny channel here. It's really strange. But there you go. It's life.
So what he's doing is he's doing this because these are some of the audience. Right. He started off by going, "You're targeting DP. You're a bully." And I go, "No, I report on far right shitbags. That's what I do. And your friend is a far right shitbag." And then he said, "You're picking on BBA because he's successful. BBA isn't successful. He's a horrible little trollop like that. No, he's not. First of all, he's not. Second of all, that's also not it. We do reporting on far right social media shithouses. It's what we do. That's just the thing that we do." And then he was like, "Oh, I see. You're targeting AY audits." No, I pointed out that DP sent rape threats and is a sexual deviant. I pointed out that Bear Britain Audits has non-molestation orders against him that he violated and had to go back to court for, as well as, you know, making all those posts about wanting to kill his baby's mother. I said about AY Audits that particular gentleman happened to want to, what did he say? "I'm going to burn down a school with you in it," to 2 teachers, even though the report says on more than one occasion but we won't get to that just now. So then he says, "Oh, I see. You just hate auditors." I mean, well, first of all, yes, I do. But second of all, I report on far right shit houses. Like this dude here is like convinced that I've got this. Well, I say convinced. It's what he's saying, anyways. He's like, he's trying to imply that I've got personal beef with these people who I've never actually met, and that through my narcissism, I think that they're racist. But the reality is, they're literal racists. We've just been talking about it. I hope not hate fucking Searchlight. If you say any of this to him and you go, hang on a minute, what about Searchlight? What about Hope Not Hate? What about the Gazette? What about the Leicestershire Gazette? What about the Byline Times? What about all these people who have reported on these other reporters who have done this thing properly in media discourse? What about them? He says they're left-wing media, and I know that you work for them or own them. That is how deluded this man is. He thought that I owned Nevera Media.
Of course, it's me. Little does he know, it's me. Huh.
It's me.
How clever are you, Mr. Whatever your name is?
But it's just silly. It's just like look at this. Like, it's all the time. This is like to today. And then and look at this level of fucking. I'm not going to call him a narcissist because I'm not a doctor.
I haven't seen any of this stuff.
He says YouTube success is so easy, and yet this is the weirdest thing, right? I'm not trying to say that he's not a successful YouTuber. I'm not trying to say that I am a successful YouTuber. I don't think that those metrics are helpful for anyone. I just want to point out the irony here, because obviously he's allergic to irony. He's allergic to anything that's,
Yeah, I remember when he first appeared.
Right? Yeah. So he's completely allergic to irony.
Yeah, I remember him at day one. And at day one, what he was doing was, I hope this isn't spoiling what you were going to say. On day one and day two and day 5 and 7 and so on, he was looking at auditors and reacting to their videos, sitting at home watching the telly.
He was an armchair.
Yes, there was a video of his telly on, wasn't there? That you couldn't hear it, but you could see it, and his fireplace. And he was sitting at home reacting to these things. He wasn't inspired by it. He didn't audit anything. The divvy.
He never has.
He relied on other auditors' videos to get his large number of subs.
Well, there you go. So, what I wanted to say though about this whole thing about where he's gone on about like subs and everything else, he seems to think that numbers of subscribers directly translates to like amount of personal and like professional success. It means something in life. It obviously doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can have impressive numbers and that's all that. But this particular individual, so he made a bunch of content. He boasts that he has like 9.5 million views, but he had to delete all of the content. Like literally 99% of all of his content was erased because YouTube changed how they do copyright stuff, and so they told him that this stuff isn't your content, you're going to have to remove it. So he did. He removed all the content that wasn't his. Then he was talking about how he was demonetized for several months, and if you notice now, there's no access to super chats or memberships, and we know that he's a grifter, and he talks about how much money he makes here and there and everywhere. There's no reason why he wouldn't have those features on. It's because he can't have them on.
Seems odd he's doing that for nothing.
Because that type of content can't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It's not like it's great short term, but long term it just doesn't work. But either way, my whole point is that when he does this thing where he's like, I'm super successful on YouTube, I think it comes from a place of insecurity. I think he's an insecure little boy and he's not quite grown out of that, what do people think of me type of thing. So he wants to appear to be far more successful than he is. It's to the point where he writes success in letters. Do you know what I mean? Like he's literally doing it. It's so weird.
I know.
But he only when he does a live stream, he gets about the same amount as we do. And yet we have 19,000 less subscribers than he does.
Yeah.
It's because success isn't measured in amounts of subscribers. It just isn't. And personal success shouldn't be anywhere near that either. Like who you are as a human being has nothing to do with what you do online in terms of how you value yourself. Like, sure, you could be doing a good job. I feel good about the work we do, but it doesn't define me. I am a human being when I come off of here and I've got my own thoughts and feelings. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I smell paid for subs as well. And what was really weird is that like a couple of months ago, while he was having a go at us and being like, your channel's so shit, I fucking hate it. Like, even though he watches everything we do, he watches every post he posts about us more than anybody else on the internet. There is nobody else on the whole of the internet and all of Earth within this universe that creates as much content about us by him. Like it's than him. Sorry, he does all of it. So yeah, but interestingly, when you said about the paid for subs and things, what I found really interesting was at one point when we were tracking it, only because again he kept saying it, so we thought this is a bit sus. Let's have a look at what the metrics are then. Just because I feel like we're at the same level, even though you've got a lot of subscribers, like we're more or less at the same level in terms of like live streaming and everything else. It's what we do, and you know we're happy with it. Not that we're trying to compare, but I was curious. He keeps talking about it, so I got curious. And then I had a look, and in that month that I'd looked, he'd lost 100 subscribers. They were rapidly falling away. Like, I don't understand why he then chooses to, instead of just not saying anything or working on this channel, he chooses to talk about us more. And then in the past year that we've known him and been doing our streams, he's gone up like 400 subscribers. That's great. We went up by 900. And that's not arrogance. I'm not trying to say that I'm more successful or anything. I'm just saying that what he's painting as success doesn't make any sense. Like, none at all. In fact, Dad, a lot of what he says is bullshit. Do you remember when he did this thing where he was trying to have a dig at us and he was going on about what real men are? And he showed a picture of a soldier. He showed a picture of a welder, somebody that had done a boxing bag with boxing gloves and stuff, a tradesman. And he was saying, this is what a real man is. And this is why, you know, ACOB are definitely not like that. Dad, could you just remind us what you've done with your life?
Oh, I learned my trade, welding fabrication, when I was in the army, and I did some boxing in the army as well, as it happens. Welcome to my latest fan.
Literally, he was like, "That's what a real man is." I agree. My dad is a real man. Thank you for pointing that out. But it's just so strange. I think he knows that. It's so weird. We are like what you specifically. You are what he idolized as his like. That is what his version of a real man's man is, right? That was what his version of it was. And it turned out he just described you.
That's fantastic. And you know what? I'm going to have to end on that note. My visitors just turned up.
Well, do you know what? As it happens, Dad, it's already 7:30. So if there isn't a turn left stream for you guys to get over to, then I guess you're homeless. We'll go check out Kevin, Helena, and everyone else who's doing it. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Hit him with the love and peace.
Everybody, love and peace. Thank you for coming.
Peace. Oh, and Discord party afterwards. Catch you there.